What's up, everybody? It's me, Johnny G, and welcome back to another event episode of Arknights. Today, we're going to be starting on the Where Vernal Winds Will Never Blow event rerun. And there are 9 main stages with the story that we have to complete here. And I'll double check. I'm doing some farming on my main game, which I've already beaten the event stages on, but I don't know the story yet. So the story is all going to be new as usual. Like I said, what I've been doing is on my main account, I've been going through and like when the events come up or the reruns, I'll go and I'll beat all the stages, but I won't touch the story so that I'm unfamiliar with it when it comes to playing it here for you guys. But I went through and beat them all, and I believe there is maybe 3 story bits prior to the epilogue, something to that effect. So we'll check that here in a moment. And yes, there's a total of 3 story and 1 tutorial that's at the very, very beginning. So we're going to try to get through the tutorial and the initial story and at least 2 to 3 stages if we can, depending with this particular video. And then we'll continue. We'll keep going here because there's only a couple days left. As always, I am going to narrate things as I'm playing, narrate the story and read that off and try to do voices and things like that. But if I butcher any names and pronunciations, I do apologize. I'm not that good at that sort of thing all the time and getting these names right. Some of them I do, others I don't, but I'll continue to learn. And if you have any resources, as always, you guys have any information, any resources, any places that I could easily find these names and understand them and pronounce them better, guide me to them, point me to them in the comments. Don't be hateful. Don't be mean. Just tell me what I can do to do better. That's all there is to it. And that's how we do things in a good and positive way. Let's keep working on positivity here while we play Arknights and enjoy this awesome story. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in and let's get started. All right, let's go ahead and open up the event. Now we'll open this up because I already opened it up just to see some things, but I didn't watch the little story bit at the beginning. So we'll play that here real quick so you guys can see. Grab a drink while we're waiting. Chongyue. He's cool looking. Potential future cosplay idea. I think that would be fun. Ling. Her, I think her name's Jiun, something like that. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Neat animation. Ooh, crystallizing. Ooh. Pretty. Ooh, catastrophe coming. Interesting. Ooh. That is sick. All right. Excuse me. Yo, what is that? Ooh, that looked awesome. That was cool. His movements and things there really gave me like a martial arts flow vibe kind of thing. Like, I'm not sure exactly if that may be based off of something in particular, but that would be cool to know about. All right. Yeah, there's only 3 days remaining when I'm starting to record this, just because I haven't had a lot of time. And prior to this, the last thing we had the Ray event. The that event I did not get to record, but I did play the first few stages. I couldn't complete the way my team was. So it is what it is, though. Let's go ahead and get started, though. Let's do this tutorial stage. Kick things off. And this isn't too hard. The gimmick for this is where basically the enemies can climb, and there's these like roadblock things. This is Yumen. The Catastrophe defenses are huge. Yeah, these creatures and stuff can climb and try to attack the operators on the high position, so that makes it difficult, but it's not the worst thing to deal with, at least not from what I had. But then again, I'm pretty well stacked on my main account, not compared to here. But I do have Dagonbreaker here. She might come in handy. What are you looking at? The enemy is attacking. Get ready. All right. I'll help too, Instructor Doberman. Get out there, Beagle. Do your thing. Am I imagining things, or is your shooting sharper than usual? You're not. There's a Yanese saying that he who has the high ground has half the battle won. Yumen's Catastrophe defenses are very tall. Operators on them will deal increased damage to enemies on the ground and take reduced damage when attacked by enemies on the ground. That's true for the enemy too. Yep, because here. Wait, true for the enemy too? Yes, the enemy can climb using ladders, threatening our operators. It would be best to... Anyways, I'll help you out. All right, Melantha. Okay, we got 2 more coming up. We got this guy. The enemy is coming around. Don't panic. Roadblocks on some of the bulwarks will slow the enemy, giving us time to defeat them. All right, I'll do my best. I'll help too. Okay, Cruz.
I'm Ling. You'll pay for that. There you are.
We'll get them cleared out. Boom. There we go. Nothing too hard to that. But it's more or less just a matter of knowing where they're coming from and how to fend them off. And again, there are little roadblock things. So they'll help and they'll block them off on some occasions, but not always. They can destroy those after so long too. All right. It's one thing to make me play Go with you because you're bored, dear brother. It's another to use the pieces to form the character for bored. I can see you haven't practiced the Go theory I taught you. As if that would help me against you. It's true that the character on the board doesn't look as nice as your handwriting. Why don't you find something else to pass the time, if it's not really a Go game that you're after? Go hiking, learn an instrument. I could teach you calligraphy if it comes down to that. The Go match may have been devoid of interest, but there's a meaning in regarding my opponent's thoughts from the movement of the pieces. Oh? What thoughts did you read this time? Well... Ooh, that's pretty. Lungman Tourist. Hey, Lusai, what gives? The show skipped from episode 17 to episode 20. Happens with a scratch disc. Must have been the sand. Just deal with it, it's not that bad. It was a key moment. Chingshu? I don't know how to pronounce that. and Shen Feibai were at each other's throats a moment before, then suddenly they're fighting side by side? How'd we get there? Qi finds out Shen killed his Shifu and sets out to kill him in turn. When he arrives at Yumen, however, he finds Shen, a high-ranking officer in the military. With invaders at the gates, Qi suffers a sleepless night and realizes that there is more at stake than personal vengeance, so he joins the Grandmaster's banner to face the foe. It's a simple story, but the duel by the cliffs was a classic. Wotian, how many times did you watch that? Any child in town could recite the plot of the Heroes of Yumen backwards. There's just one detail that this gentleman left out. Qi didn't set his grudge aside when he first saw Shen in the army. It was the Grandmaster who pledged to face Qi's sword on behalf of Shen, leading to the duel by the cliffs. Clouds darkened the skies and the winds bellowed. As though heaven and earth were witness to the showdown, the two drew their swords. Nonsense. Fight looked good, but details no good. You again. Hishan? I do apologize. Like I said at the beginning, I am gonna struggle with these names, especially these here. They're a little bit tougher for me, and I'm not good with the pronunciation, so I'm gonna do my best, and I will probably look some of these up off screen as I get a chance, if I can, and see if I can learn a little bit better of a pronunciation. But again, if you guys know of something that will help me, please put it in the comments, let me know, and we'll be able to continue from there. But I will try. I apologize if I get things wrong. Do you even know enough Yaoyese to understand the story? Of course, here is a Yumen tell true story 50 years ago. Many heroes joined together, even though disagreement, still fight together against enemy under Grandmaster. I know many scenes shoot in these inn. Were shot this inn. Looks like you know a thing or two about Yaoyese history. Of course, Grandmaster tell me when teach me fighting in Sargon. Grandmaster has sword, but sword special, cannot pull out. Sword special, cannot pull out. Is that Chen? Wait, because she wasn't able to withdraw. All right, wait a second. Anyways, this again. How could you lose to that feline girl so easily if you're really the Grandmaster's pupil? What about feline girl? She very strong. Why you look down on her? He's not looking down on her. He's looking down on... So if the TV show was adapted from a true story, was there really a time in Yumen when kung fu adventurers joined forces with the army against a common foe to enjoy the freedom of being one's own master, but also achieve great things fighting for one's country? It's pretty cool. Well, it's a TV show. The only people who know how things really went down historically are the ones who were there. Anyway, swords and spears are out of fashion. If you really want to do something for your country, then you should learn arts and become a tianqi. How would a fortress like Yumen operate without civilians working to supply its resources? The people who came here to this cold and remote place when the city was first built, and the people who will stay here, they're fighting for their country, in their own way. The only thing in the TV show that we know is real for sure, the Grand Master is leaving too. Out of the way. Ah, this guy. The medicine you ordered. Thanks. Just put it over there. I'll have someone take it to the back. I've got the creams for bruising and burns, but we didn't have enough supplies to make herbal meals. Here's the money. Send my regards to the doc. Oh, and we just had our supplies delivered. Take some back to the clinic. There's a lot of stuff. 1 second, I'll get someone to help. No need. He carried the whole cart on his shoulders. How did the clinic find someone so strong? Good morning, sir. Ah, Lee! I've been here a few days, but I've never seen this place empty. We just linked up to resupply with Lungmen a few days ago, only to run into a catastrophe that forced an emergency separation. Lots of merchants and tourists were stranded in Yumen, filling up the inns. Business is good, but it also means more trouble, especially when people were already frustrated, started arguing. People who are already frustrated start arguing. There are many who would love to have your problem. Although, come to think of it, my head would probably start to hurt if my little business back in Lungmen started getting so busy. Would you care to start the day with some tea? Sure. What about the thing I asked you to look into? Here, the Yumen Area Board of Fame records from the past 6 months. Not much I can do if the martial artist you're looking for isn't on it. So Yumen operates an arena to this day. Such a martial tradition is impressive. The Lord Exorcist trains his troops well, and there's no need for folks like us to fight on the battlefield these days. Still, the martial artists need somewhere to hone their kung fu, hence the arena. Anyway, I would suggest you stay a few days if it's not urgent. With so many people passing through, someone may have seen the one you're looking for. You could also ask at the Southside Sword Forge. The Shifu there knows the city inside and out, plus lots of kung fu fighters hanging around. Thank you. It's always tough when you don't know the lay of the land. Mind if I ask what this is about? Are you looking for a friend, an enemy, a debt to repay, or a debt to collect? I guess you could say this particular individual owes me a pretty big debt. How long will you be this time? No idea. Will you ever come back? When it's all done? Do you know that waifu's birthday is in 3 days? I wasn't a good husband and I can't be a good father. It's enough that I achieve one thing in life. So it's, okay, yeah, so the dude that just walked in and picked up the medicine and stuff, that was waifu's dad. We'll see that stuff here. A debt to collect, eh? That's gonna be tough. Yaoye's a big country and more than 100,000 souls live in Yumen alone. Not easy to find someone who doesn't want to be found. Anyway, your tea's ready. Would you like a side of Yumen-style sautéed meat to go with it? Sure. I'll take a seat and wait for my girl to finish her match. Lungmen spring tea. Just came in. We only get fresh leaves like these once every few years. Appreciate it. Feels like a waste to use them on me. Don't say that. We always value our guests. Spring tea from Lungmen shouldn't have a bitter taste this time of year. It's you. We weren't supposed to meet here. Excuse me? No, you're not. Do you two know each other? Would you care to share a table since we're pretty full today? No, we don't. I'm not staying long. Just a cup of tea. It's fine, it's fine. Very well then. Let me know if you need anything. Did you mistake me for someone else? You just looked familiar. Must have been an old friend that you haven't seen for ages. I suppose. Stick to your tea. Have one on me. You're buying me a cup of tea even though we don't know each other. All meetings are the work of fate, even the ones that start with a misunderstanding. Here's to finding old friends soon. It'll happen when it happens, no point trying to force it. That's an interesting answer. That answer lies not in the ones we're looking for, but in the journey of looking for them. Do you talk so much to everyone? I apologize. Are you leaving? I said I wasn't going to stay long. How strange. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, this guy. Okay, wait a second. I think he's coming up in the shoe banner. He's going to be like an operator or something now. So that's interesting. Cool. He's going to be part of that event. Are you sure you don't want to come speak to the general first? It's been a while since the last time you came back. Jolie. Father is a busy man. I should not bother him at work. Perhaps I'm being too much of a busybody, but the Department of Discipline and Supervision found your actions faultless in the Chongyue matter. You should not feel guilty about facing the general. I don't. There's nothing for me to do at home anyway. I thought I might as well take a look around town. The Grand Tutor must have sent me to Yumen to expect something to happen. I should keep my eyes open. I'll come with you if it's official business. It's been years since the last time you were here, hasn't it, Uncle Taihei? It must bring back memories. Things have changed a lot. It's impressive that the general has been able to keep the people of Yumen safe and thriving, with constant warfare going on in the north. The arena remains as popular as ever. You still rank 5th on the Board of Fame. Fame is fleeting. I would be glad to see some young talent knock me off the board. The girl's in the ring right now. Did something catch your attention? I was just thinking how your kung fu would compare to theirs. Ahem. The Grand Tutor says that a candle holder's duty is to carry the fire that drives out the shadows of the Fahrenmuth, and to travel amongst the people to learn their troubles. A sense of duty comes first, shrewdness second. Kung fu comes third or fourth at best. Indeed. So, how do I compare then? To be frank, while few are as swift as you, in a head-to-head fight, I would say your chances are 30-70 in the other side's favor. He's a little blunt about it, but alright. The pair have already traded a dozen moves. There's hardly time to catch one's breath. The feline girl advances, launching a flurry of fists that keeps her opponent's weapon hand in check. She kicks out. Her opponent, a girl in exotic garb, goes along with it, leaping back with a kick. Hold! You're out of the ring. It's true that you couldn't make full use of your ranged weapons in the ring, but rules are rules. It's my win. You're very good, and I've never seen anything like your style of fighting. Lose this? No more fights? A martial artist shouldn't be too obsessed with victory and defeat, but I can't lose here. You want the sword too? Sword? What sword? People in the city say number 1 on the board of fame can get the special sword. No, I just wanted to climb the rankings so my name can be seen. Your number 31 means 30 people stronger than you. I suppose so. You are better than me. I guess this won't work. Hey, where are you going? If I win this, I make it to the first page of the Board of Fame. But will he see it? She's trying to be seen by her father? Let me guess. She wants to fight him. Round 15. The Millennium was hit in the right wrist, right pectoral, central abdomen, and throat. Chubai was not hit. Chubai is the winner. Chubai, yeah. Haha, I would have died 3 times if this were a real battle. Real battles are about the mind as much as Kung Fu. Who knows how things would have turned out. You are indeed the Grandmaster student. It was humbling. Thank you. I would like to see the Grandmaster's comments. The recent ones are all here. The Grandmaster has been paying close attention to your bouts, despite his busy schedule, and he has high praise in particular for your swordsmanship. Something on your mind? I was just thinking what he meant by not enough purity in the sword. And how long would it take for me to reach the point where I could beat him? There is no mention of it in the Grandmaster's Book of Kung Fu. I don't think he said it to anyone but you. As for beating the Grandmaster, I'm not sure how many in the entire world would have even dreamt of such a thing. You think I'm crazy? My job is simply to follow the Grandmaster and record the martial arts of the world truthfully. There are many more people than usual at the training grounds today. Why isn't he here? General Shu has visitors. The Grandmaster is also meeting an old acquaintance in the keep. I'll be going then. Manzhou, it was an honor. Why do you always treat me like I'm your senior, even though you've been following the Grandmaster for much longer? The Grandmaster says that the one who keeps the records must be acutely aware of the strengths of others. You are stronger and wiser than I am. I have much to learn from you. If you say so. The general knocks an arrow, drawing the thick bow so full that it looks like the full moon. The hand on the bow trembles slightly, and the arrow wobbles with it. The general's brow furrows deeper with each wobble. The arrow pierces the target half an inch away from the bullseye. Good shot, sir. No need to flatter. I know my own body. I could still swing the sword and spear a couple of years ago, but now I can hardly hold a bow properly. Even if there's no need for me to stand on the battlefield myself, it's not proper to have a sick man leading the Yumen garrison. My time is short. All the court knows that your injuries bear witness to decades of service in defense of Yumen. I'm not concerned about my health or my life. that I have some unfinished business. The Grand Tutor has instructed me to assist you. I will help you manage the Yumen's return. Did the Grand Tutor say assist? I'm sure you understand his intentions. I haven't thanked you for your help in Chongyue yet. I apologize for the trouble that Zhu Li caused. He's still young and inexperienced. You exaggerate, sir. You must understand what a father feels. Zhu Li has done well, but he is in a position that does not permit any mistake, no matter how small. Lord Zhuo is young and bright, a rising star. It's not unusual for young people to be a little impetuous. I would not worry about it too much about it. What about me, Ling? Am I impetuous to you? I believe you have your reasons, sir. Word of your benevolent administration in Chongyue has reached even Yumen, Ling. I think that's Liang? But have you ever seen a battle with your own eyes? There were pirates on the Chongyue River a few years ago, but nothing compared to the battles that you have seen. Then you understand that making decisions as a general in the field is different from managing at a desk. The battlefield is ever-changing, and thousands of lives hinge on your every decision. Which do you think is more important then? Decisiveness or caution? The bestial sui matter is pressing. We must act. I am much illuminated. In your position as Yumen advisor, you are on the battlefield and we are comrades. I hope you understand my way. I trust you, sir. I'll give my all. However, the Fernwood problem is neither administrative nor military. I trust your decisiveness, but I also ask that you trust my caution. Right. Another arrow, this one striking the bullseye square. Would you care to try, Liang? Your reputation is that of a scholar warrior, equally at home with a sword and bow as with pen and paper. The Yumen bow is heavy, though. Do you feel up to it? Chief Executive Wei Yunwu of Longmen is here, sir. He's waiting in the meeting hall. Very well. Mr. Lin's daughter was a few days early. It was about time for Lord Wei to arrive. The Grand Tutor has arrived as well. Did the Grand Tutor and Lord Wei travel together? I expect Lord Wei is here on private matters. Official or private, there are still 2 honored guests at the same table. Looks like you're not the only one here to give me counsel today, Liang. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that one right. We'll see. Ah! There's the Sui siblings. Ling, my dear elder brother. Chongyue. I had a dream last night. I dreamed I heard the wind rushing by at midnight. I opened the window to find the desert had become a sea of sprouting trees, some of them even in full bloom. The branches of the trees grew and formed a web, trapping Yumen within. Few are those who truly break away from home. Do you still miss Yumen? What was the saying you had when you left Yumen last time? I forgot. Neath crisp night merriment resounds. Travelers doubt it's truly frontier bound. A new one. It's been a while. Looks like your thoughts have changed. A century is not too long, but I came back at this point in the dream. To me, 100 years is simply 30,000 days and nights, the urgent reports, the scouts departing, the messengers returning. The watch has changed innumerable times since you left, and countless new bricks and stones set into this wall, but it still stands. Did you see Nyan and Dusk in Chongyue? Yeah, they haven't changed one bit. They found a place to stay, a place where they can have fun. And so, you met our second brother. We lesser siblings always worry about our eldest brother, don't we? Dusk is a sensitive and thoughtful little sister, but she keeps it to herself and tells no one, which is why she's often troubled. Nyan looks carefree on the surface, but she fears loneliness more than any of us. She constantly needs something new to keep her mind occupied. You don't have much to worry about, you. I don't have much to worry about you, other than maybe you getting too drunk and forgetting to pay your tab. But as the oldest sister, and without any official responsibilities, it would be good if you spent more time with your younger siblings. Do you accuse me of being an irresponsible big sister? How many families are like ours? From whom do I learn? I have to figure things out on my own. But our foolish sisters just don't know how to rise above things. They keep making it hard for themselves. Don't blame them for being self-troubled. Put yourself in their shoes, and you may not find it easy to free yourself from troubles. I'm not as free as you are. After all, you've managed to completely cut yourself off and find an entirely new self. The name Shuo, and the sliver of soul are sealed within the sword. Now I'm just an ordinary man who knows a little kung fu. A little? How many martial artists would abandon their careers if they heard you just now? Taking into account the fact that I've had centuries of practice, perhaps I should call myself less than ordinary. The sand sluice there churns through tons of sand every second, clearing a path for Yumen's advance. The massive nomadic city rolls towards its new goal at high speed. Where are you planning to go after you leave Yumen? I'll go south to see the bridges and streams, have some of the Heartland brew, or see the place where Nine and Dusk are staying. The Chongyue world is big. There are plenty of places to go, but I suppose all the people with whom I've shared a toast are gone now. In the distance, the heat rising from the ocean of sands warps heaven and earth. The wind is weak by the time it reaches the tower. The sand in the wind touches the cheeks, almost like a caress. 3,000 miles of yellow sand in the blink of an eye. There's Lin. Check the serial numbers on the gear. It's the Catastrophe Messengers group, which should have been back this morning. Traces of originium explosives. The bodies have probably crystallized and turned to dust. Watch out for originium residue. This is less than 2 hours from the city. Who would attack a catastrophe messenger on official business so close to a nomadic city? Everything valuable has been taken. It would make sense if this was a work of bandits. Or someone who wants to make it look like the work of bandits. Keep looking. We need to find the catastrophe survey data. Found it! It was a little further away under a piece of broken armor. They protected it with their lives. There's no time. Get it back to the city, but keep your eyes open. Here we go. First stage. Let's give it a start and use our main team. We should be safe now that we made it into Yumen. Don't let your guard down. We will return to the barracks and present the data to the Imperial Astronomical Bureau first. Then we will report to General Zhou about the situation outside the city. I'm just having trouble talking tonight, so I apologize, but we're gonna keep going. Of course. And not a second after I finish. An ambush! Protect Envoy Lin and fall back! No need, we're surrounded. Who goes there? How dare you intercept the military unit? Mysterious criminal. Watch out, Envoy Lin! Arts that turn sand into glass. How quaint. I've had a feeling things weren't quite right since before we made it into the city. I take it you're after the catastrophe observation data. You killed the entire team of messengers, but you weren't able to find the data, so you had no choice but to arrange the crime scene to look like they were robbed by bandits. How shabby. Kill the broad first. She must be holding the target. Watch out for her arts. You think you have the advantage because you have more men. A mace flies through the air and smashes into the scoundrel standing in front of Ling Yuhsia, until he crashes into the Rhodes flagstones, shattering them to pieces. The mace could not be more normal, but it must have seen better days given how smooth its surface has become. A man steps forward to pick up the mace and stands in front of Ling Yuhsia. A regular bladesmith, his face has been scalded by the red flames of this forge and pluffed into a ravine by the sandstorm, like a war drum that's crude yet firm and tough nonetheless. Impudence! Well, hello, miss. Hi. When are you going to be playable? Because I need you. Anyways. Uncle Meng, I'll go after them. Yaoye, we must first check on the warriors with all haste. Okay. She got like some tiger stripe stuff going on in her hair, like, and she got them tigery ears. Nice outfit. Okay, anyways. The scoundrels are ruthless with their attacks. Are you all right, my fair lady? They don't have what it takes to hurt me. Some of the men are injured. Their lives are not in danger, though. Only passed out. They dare look for trouble with government troops in broad daylight. Makes me wonder where these people came from. Uncle Meng, what do you say I take one of them back for an interrogation? We don't know the first thing about the enemy. Yaoye, you must learn not to be so rash. Judging by your outfit, you are not from Yumen. Yet you have the protection of Yumen's forces. I must assume you are no ordinary lady. May I ask why these bandits are giving you trouble? I'm on official business. Don't ask any further. You little... And who are you? Why are you here? The name is Meng Tiayi. I run a sword forge in the southern end of the city. This is Du Yaoye. She just came here from Chongyue. I own Chongyue Logistics, Yumen's top logistics company. We're heading to the city gate tomorrow to arrange a welcome. This is the first time the guys I brought with me from Chongyue are on a Yumen job. It's a huge gig. They're escorting a catastrophe messenger even. Of course, I have to be there to welcome them. Judging by the time, they should be back soon, Uncle Meng. Catastrophe messenger? I have a feeling you don't need to go. Well. There's Chief Waai. Have you taken a fancy to another weapon here in my tent? It's fine. I have no need of all these weapons. If you'd like, perhaps you could take my army's entire armory with you to Lungmen. Please, Lord Exorcist. Even if you had no need for all these armaments yourself, Yumen needs them for its defense. If memory serves me right, you and I made a bet a decade ago, and you made off with a fine blade I had only just obtained. Then, 5 years ago, you made off with a bow the Tianchi bureaus bestowed upon me after a bit of drinking. Then allow me to invite you to another round of drink today. Please, win if that's your wish. I would back no more. I'm joking. All these years, Lungmen has been providing Yumen with the resources we need, and not once have we seen a delay in shipments. Based on this fact alone, I certainly should have sent you a few gifts myself. It's the least I can do. But at least the Chief of Lungmen, I understand you must have plenty on your plate. Certainly, you must have more important business to attend to than personally visiting Yumen today. You could say I'm not here for business. A few days without Chief Waai won't see Lungmen falling into chaos, and it's not so bad if Wei and Wu find some time to pay an old friend a visit. It so happens the Grandmaster's retirement is near, and I will be there in attendance. His retirement is indeed quite troublesome. That blade of his requires the most attentive treatment. Well, it seems in the end this troublesome topic falls on me to explain. Grandmaster, Miss Ling, long time no see. It has been some time indeed. With so many old friends in attendance, that's reason enough for drink. Have you perhaps prepared some wine for us, General Zhou? Given your service to Yumen, it would be my honor to share a drink with you, Miss Ling. That said, I'm afraid I must wait for another time. I heard you have already made up your mind and you wish to bestow your blade upon the winner of a kung fu scramble. Martial arts are merely the first of many ways I will be evaluating prospective successors. I will be judging whether they are worthy of my blade via other means. And I was under the impression that you would have known this long ago. The circumstances were different the last time you brought this up. And if I am to say, although this blade must eventually be given to someone suitable, this is not the most opportune time to do so. Grandmaster, after all this time, of all the men and women in our whole army, you've never seen a suitable candidate. What a lively gathering. My apologies for not personally receiving you, Grand Tutor. It has been far too many years, but you seem as spirited as ever, Grand Tutor. All of you are outstanding citizens who defend the peace of Great Yan's borders. Your magnificence gathered together in one place is truly a sight for sore eyes. Alas, we have no time for idle conversation today, for we have urgent matters at hand. We have all gathered, General Zhou. Send the men away. On my way here, I just so happened to have come across a returning patrolman. Let us listen to him. 4 hours ago, our men on the city walls noticed a distress signal from afar. When we got there, we found the Catastrophe messenger team that Yumen deployed 3 days ago had been wiped out. Yaoye, did you not design this banner yourself? Why pack it up? Are you perhaps considering making your way home? Are you regretting letting the cheese go on this job? I'm regretting not going with them. You heard the envoy just now. Of the team of 10, not one survived. The moment they got the distress signal, they immediately left to give their assistance, but were killed on their way back. These are not roving bandits we are dealing with. What could you have possibly done to change the outcome if you were there? Uncle Meng, I'm guessing you must have seen these things happen many times before? What do you think? Over a decade ago, the Chongyue Escort Association came to Yumen for a few jobs. That was when your father and I met each. We've had little contact with each other the last few years, but our friendship goes deep. He often talks about you too. 2 weeks ago, you came to my forge and told me you wanted to start your own logistics company. It may only have been a decade or so, but much has changed over the years. It's nothing strange for the youngsters who want to strike out on their own. On top of that, your knowledge of the escort business and the wilderness survival is no worse than that of any old veterans. I should have expected no less from the Asker of the Frost's daughter. This is why I took you in. I know little about modern logistics, but having spent all these years in Lungmen, I could at least find some opportunities for you. In hindsight, it would seem I led to your friend's undoing. I was the one who brought them to Yumen. I was also the one to send them on this job. Their deaths are on me, and I won't shirk that responsibility. It puts my mind at ease to see you have that resolve. Be it the Escort Association or a logistics company, things will always be the same. For the sake of our livelihood, we put our lives on the line. If you wish to make a name for yourself in this business, you need to understand how heavy the weight on your shoulders is. Yaoye, it doesn't matter whether this is the path you will end up taking or not. I want you to remember how you feel this very moment for the rest of your life. Yeah, of course I will remember. But I won't let the culprit here get away with killing them. Anyways. Waifu. Well, this has been another productive day for you, hasn't it? Try to get some rest now. I've left you 2 dishes. The cooks have reheated it already. This inn has a chef. Okay, that's a misspelling. This inn has a shelf of truly magnificent culinary skill. Makes you want to learn a couple things from him. I'm not hungry. I can't eat this right now. You can look for your good-for-nothing father, but you need to eat nonetheless. Without the stamina, how are you going to beat him when you find him? Picks chopsticks up silently. What happened to your hand? I scraped myself in a match today, but a wound like this is nothing. Yumen's arena is open all day long, and I was up against lots of tough opponents, and I won in the end. That explains why the inn keeps so many medicines in stock. Wait here, I'll bring you some. Show me your hand. Oof. It's only in times like these that I remember. You're Waai Tinpu. Tinpui? Tinpu? Or, I guess here, he's Waai Tianpei, his daughter. We're nothing alike. He's a grown man, but he shirks all his responsibilities, washes his hands of everything. I've been living a fairly decent, productive life on my own, but him? He was already a lawbreaker back when I was still a kid. You're exactly right. That's why we should make him take him straight to the nearest LGD office the moment we find him. Uncle Lee, do you think he's really here in Yumen? I heard a rumor that someone saw him a year ago. It's from your Uncle Liang. and I have no choice but to believe him. If he's really in Yumen, he has to have seen my name on the rankings at the city gate by now. It's been so many years. At least he could have done was stop by to check on me when he passed through Lungmen. Does that mean he doesn't care about me? Or is he trying to avoid me? No, I can't say how fathers feel about their daughters, but blood is thicker than water. Nothing changes that. I have faith that you two will see each other one day. The question is whether you two will find the answers you seek once you meet. Actually, I'm still not sure I'm prepared to see him. In that case, let's say we walk outside right now and we bump into him. What are you gonna do? I'm going to break his jaw. She's so blunt about it, but then again, she's like, Leto from the last event with Degenbreaker and whatnot. Her after her father and wanting to kick his ass too. That was good. That concludes my summary. The catastrophe data has been sent to Imperial Astronomical Bureau's observatory, and a provisional new course has been charted based on the computation's results. The injured men have all been sent to the infirmary, and Envoy Lin is currently investigating the rest. Thank you. You are excused. The catastrophe is approaching, and I allowed this to happen within human borders. At this crucial time, I apologize for my negligence. You need not belittle yourself so. The important thing right now is to find the identity of your malefactors. Your thoughts, Lord Exorcist. The Shan Haizhong. They should have been eradicated 20 years ago. The wild hunt of the Fehrenmut 1,000 years ago ended the era of their rampage across the land of Great Yan. Yet this was unable to quell the masses' reverence of those terrible monsters. There have always been those who've worshipped the Fehrenmut's power and revered them as gods. They've considered themselves followers of the Fehrenmuts and banded together to locate any traces of them. The Sui Regulator has for a long time been tracking the movements of their lawless organization, and ever since the offender's commotion, it's like these rebels have been inspired by something. They've been growing more and more active. They call themselves the Shanhaizhong. The mounts, seas, and all in between shall be our masters, or so they claim. Their motto couldn't be any more absurd, but it attracted a great number of followers to join their cause. Not only do they have adherents from a variety of backgrounds far and wide, they have been plotting atrocities in the name of the Fehrenmuts. Hard to imagine there are those who find it harder to put this 1,000-year grudge behind them than us. It's been 2 decades since this is their second time making trouble here in Yumen. Yumen itself is a symbol of Yan's triumph over the Fehrenmuts. These villains naturally have a reason to do it harm. And with Yumen set to sail afar, the Shanhaizhong's actions point directly to information regarding the oncoming catastrophe. I can only assume they've learned of Yumen's destination. Investigate this immediately and ensure peace in Yumen. I accept no failures. They did not succeed 20 years ago, and they will not succeed this time. The reason I summon all of you here today is to discuss what to do with the Grandmaster's sword. After what happened in Changshu, there is no doubt that the offender has already made contact with the other proxies. Sealed with the Grandmaster's sword is 1/12 of the Bestial Sui's consciousness. Isn't this precisely so why we mustn't underplay the transfer of this sword? As things stand, the other 180 black stones are yet missing. No one knows where his next move will lead us. Should we treat all the world's affairs as a game of Go, no one can claim to be able to best him in terms of calculations. There's very little distance between him and the Sui Regulator. To leave the Regulator in charge of the sword would only achieve the opposite of what we intend. Against such an opponent, an irrational move might actually be the most brilliant one. Finding a suitable outsider to take the blade might be the solution we need. My little brother has caused all of you much trouble after all. If this is both the Grand Tutor and the Grandmaster's intention, I have no objection. Grandmaster, is something the matter? Assist the Lord Exorcist in suppressing the Shanhaizhong. This is the Sui Regulator's last task for you. Once a suitable candidate has been found, the court will allow you to roam free within Yan's borders and interfere with you no longer. Human citizens may not know your name, and even though you and I will no longer live in 100 years, the scrolls in the Sui Regulator's libraries will record everything you have done for Yon. With my dream about to be realized, I have no reason to complain. I simply do not know whether I should lament that. I will not get to stay with this city to its final moments. Something on your mind, Miss Ling? Do any of you smell something floral, perhaps? I would say it's peach blossoms. Peach blossoms. Located in a harsh, desolate sandpit, there is no way for peaches to grow in the Lord Exorcist courtyards. Likewise, peach trees do not normally bloom this time of year in Yumen. However, everyone in attendance can smell the thick aroma of peaches wafting through the window like the moonlight peeking through. They also see a single vividly red petal drifting into the hall and gently floating downward. Well, if that isn't strange. Watch out! A blade appears almost out of thin air. Its tip pauses not an inch away from Wei Yenwu's throat. A freezing chill pierces the flesh of everyone in the room, just as the soothing aroma of the flower quells any discomfort they had. The aloof woman, this is the one from the bar. Or the inn. You caught my blade with your bare hands. You can take pride in that. With your advanced kung fu, why do something as vile and base as ambush us? I have a question for you myself. With your immense power, why opt for that frail body? You know me. Ling! I follow. Grand Tutor, General Shu, are you okay? We're fine. To think someone could dodge a concerted attack from both Lord Waai and Grandmaster. Unbelievable. Thank you for your assistance, Grandmaster. Given her prowess, she must be skilled in more than just melee combat. Grandmaster, the sentries will be here soon. Let us prioritize capturing the assassin. Be careful. What a refined lady, leaving us already after scattering these petals around. If you would disturb our gathering, why not stay for a little longer? Let's see what you are trying to keep me here with. A dream. You can tell this is a dream. You still have this power even after dividing yourself into 12ths. Oh, you know not only me, but him as well. I want to see him, and you are not him. I am I, naturally. Why do you wish to see him? Even in a dream, I don't want to waste any time on you. Your fanciful dream cannot keep me here. It seems you've dreamt for a long, long time yourself. Now that you've awakened and returned to the mortal realm, it seems hostilities are unavoidable. If you want my life, perhaps you should tell me what kind of grudge you have against me. I don't need to have a grudge against you to want your life. Kung Fu is fine in the place of a grudge. Let me have another taste of your prowess. You don't deserve it. The woman takes a step back. Her blade slashes through the air like a strong blast of wind. Nonetheless, the tip of her blade is an inch too far from her target. Sharp as it may be, her target is unharmed. Hey, the Rat King! Lin's father. The winds are strong here at the city walls. Don't let the sand blind you. Do all of you have a catchphrase to drop before you attack? Enough! You have nowhere to run. Surrender! You have quite the party here. Ooh. The woman slowly raises the sword in her hand. The gleam reflected by its blade shines just like the moon above. The moonlight itself is an opening in the dark sky from which the awakening of spring flows abundantly. Though it is mid-March, the peach trees are blooming as vibrantly as could be. There are no passers-by to be found anywhere, and only the aroma of the flowers linger in the area. But if I don't want to stay, can any of you really keep me here? Oh my. That's an awesome picture. That is a very awesome picture and awesome artwork. Always love the art in this game. It's so incredible. Spring in the Borderlands. Okay, this should be fairly easy.
Let me create
Let's
a diversion.
pop her in there.
Anything outside the plan, I'll judge for myself. Let's put an end to this show, pronto.
Okay. Let's put Pookie here.
And what purpose do you think your sacrifice will serve?
I'll be careful.
Let's go with that. And I can maybe put Amia here.
Got it.
There we go.
A valiant struggle.
Where's this guy coming
But you
from?
won't get away.
There he is. Okay.
Ready to heal.
And put a medic there. I shouldn't need a medic there. I think I'll be alright. I think I'll be alright with just this group here. I got 9 more to get.
Please give your orders, Professor.
7. This is a fairly simple stage. The music is beautiful, and the stage design and stuff for these is really cool. The artwork is just really good. One more.
Professor, this may be a little hot.
Activate her skill in the end just to obliterate. I Fiala, obliterate! It's not Exodia, but, you know, you get the point. Who goes there? Stop right there! Do you know where you are and exactly what that sword you're holding is? It's a sword. The sword that I've been looking for. Let us set aside the question for the time being. Who is it that you're working for and how you made your way in here? Hand over the sword. I'll take you to the Grand Master. A fickle-minded, perfidious man like him does not deserve to keep this sword. Impudence! The Grand Master has defended Yumen's peace for 100 years. How dare you speak ill of him? How pretentious. What do you even know? Out of my way! I've arrested no small number of criminals, but you are the first one I've met to be so arrogant. Solemn on the outside, but self-centered on the inside. I've met plenty of men like you. I see I have no choice but to get you to comply forcefully then. Try it. It's over. You've lost. This isn't where we settle this. If you would leave, surely you would leave us with an explanation. I want answers, but you have none to give me. You let her get away. With her injuries, she won't get far. Waai, your old bones don't seem to be much use here. My sincerest gratitude, Ling. You are a Grand Master of the Chi-Shao, yet you need someone to come to your rescue when your mortal enemies come attacking. I do not remember having made such an enemy. A feint. Humph. You're injured. Where can you run? You. Watch out, Grandmaster! Ooh, that's cool how they did that. Grandmaster, what happened here? This is my fault. The sword has been taken. General, the assassin could not be found within 5 miles of the inner city, and there are no signs of her receiving assistance from anyone. No one else was ambushed, and neither the inner city core nor the armory show signs of having been infiltrated. No signs, or has it been confirmed that they have not been infiltrated? We cannot say for sure at this moment. How could someone infiltrate the Yumen barracks and roam free, even after facing our 4 masters here? Extraordinary. I was too careless. Do you have any clues regarding the identity of our assassin, Lord Waai? Over the years, I've come across many who wanted my life, but I am alive and well nonetheless. All of them have either given up on the idea or perished long ago. I'm not acquainted with our friend tonight. Julie, any discoveries on your end? It all happened too suddenly. I wasn't prepared and I wasn't able to take the assassin in as a result. I'm not asking why you were unable to capture the assassin. I'm asking you what you saw. It was a young female assassin who infiltrated us and took the sword. She was hurt when she made her escape. Aside from that, I'm afraid I don't have anything. A cup shatters, with the Lord Exorcist seizing all its fragments with his hand. Even with the distinguished guest in attendance, at that moment he finds himself unable to quell his anger, just as he wasn't able to control his shaking hand as he drew his bowstring earlier. Now that it has come to this, talking about it will do us no good. Send the order out, seal the city gates immediately, and set up checkpoints between each district. Do not allow unnecessary travel between them. In addition, send the word to the entire city. At the hour of Chen 2 days from now, Yumen will slow and adjust course. Have the masses make ready for this. Yes, sir. Julie. Sir. Capture the assassin, locate the Grandmaster's sword, and find the Shenhaizong hiding in the city. Do all 3 without failure. You have 3 days. My personal troops are yours to command. Keep this secret and do not disturb the people. Yes, sir. Where's Lin? He left as soon as the soldiers came. Lin has no standing in the court, meaning he has no right to stand in attendance as you give your orders. Is there anything I can assist with? Seeing as the assassin is after your life, your safety should be the top priority. Once this commotion calms, I will send a battalion to escort you back to Lungmen. I ask you to stay indoors for the next few days. May I ask what you mean by that? Exactly what I said. Yumen will take care of the rest. Of course. Our foe this time is exceptionally skilled. Perhaps I ask you to stay in the barracks and ensure the Grand Tutor's and Lord Wai's safety. It is equally dangerous to allow the criminal to roam free in the city. This affair began because of the Fernmuts. Considering you are who you are, you should not get yourself involved. After all, the only ones who know your true identity are all here in the room. The general's tone is hardly heavy, yet it fills the entire building with silence. A sigh can be heard from one of its corners. Very well. Do you have any objections to this arrangement, Grand Tutor? I trust your judgment, Lord Exorcist. Very well. Execute these orders at once. Grandmaster, are you all right? I don't believe there's anyone alive who could do him harm. It seems you really believe in me. From the sound of it, you have heard already. Let us set aside the issue of the soldiers outside the city for the time being. The defense of Yumen was part of your responsibilities to begin with. Considering this arrangement, Zhu Junlao clearly doesn't trust you. Naturally, I understand and empathize with General Zhou's position, which is why I have a few things I need you to help me with over the next few days. This is highly unusual, and the foe we are up against is especially treacherous. I hope you'll lend Julie a helping hand. Given how he is, he may not be very receptive to me meddling with his affairs. In that case, it would seem now is not the time for us to resolve the matter between us. You need not say any more, I know the score. With how little I have to do the next few days, I am hoping you will help me finish writing the last few chapters of the Book of Kung Fu as quickly as possible. It is my duty as your student. Thank you. If there is nothing else, Grandmaster, I will take my leave. Please get some rest soon. The man sighs, perhaps at the sight of the empty sword mount on the wall, or something else. How many more will you drag into this game? Once a pure stream of water flows into a polluted lake, you can no longer scoop any clean water from it. Don't you understand that? Even if you try to replace it, you will never find her in all the chaos. Why torment yourself with all this? The sound of the patrol's clanking armor can yet be heard from afar, with nothing but a deafening silence otherwise. The night is deep, the clamorous night finally calms. He lets out another long sigh. She's sneaking around. How very brave of you. How could I have failed to realize that you were here as well? Of course I'm here too. Are you going to stop me? A skilled Go player making no skillful moves in an entire game. Your actions are really a bit too radical. Oh, or maybe it's because your time is limited. If that's where we are going, you barely have any time left yourself. Do you really think we could ignore everything just because that man sealed his self away in the sword? I came here for the one. Why would I be concerned with only 1/12? I could ask you, what makes you think you can become him? I won't become him. I am no one but myself. He and I, we have a score to settle. That grudge is yours and yours only. We are not enemies. That's not for you to decide. At the very least, at this point in time, we both have more important things to accomplish. We won't be a hindrance to each other. Is that the truce you are seeking? It's in both our interests. You have no reason to refuse. You really are nothing like your brothers and sisters. I hope you'll show me something more interesting the next time we meet. Okay. Miss, I heard you. Keep it down. I thought I told you not to seek me out in broad daylight. It's good to see all of you in one piece. Any progress on your end? The Yumen markets are open for the first time in years. There are too many wares and people flowing in and out. We have no leads yet. If it's not so convenient for us to look into this, let's have somebody else do it. What do you mean? How many of the merchants at the markets here are locals and how many are from Lungmen? How many of the people behind us have missing paperwork at the LGD or in Hawk to us? Sift through them and find someone who'd have an easier time than we would. It's not that hard. Dai Suze. I'm not sure how to say that. Lungmanese. Lungman profanities. This sounds like it could be against the rules. Do as I say. Do not deny the daughter of the Rat King. Her word means all. 2 weeks ago. Farenmoot followers. You needn't know where the intel came from. Out of all the enemies that Yon has faced in the past 1,000 years, no small number of them lurked in the shadows. Yumen may rely on Lungmen for its supplies, but you shouldn't be responsible for security within their borders. Yumen is an impenetrable shield, but there are pests hiding behind that shield. They need to be exterminated by others. I want to send you there to take care of this. You can operate as a special LGD commanding officer. On paper, you will be in charge of security while the two cities are connected, and you will have a certain level of support from me. I need you to run a thorough investigation into the dangerous elements hiding among Yumen's citizenry and ensure it's smooth sailing. Should the need arise, you may resort to the most extreme measures. Why me? Because you are Lin Yuhsia. Because you can take care of this. I want you to do in Lungmen what the Rat King did in Yumen what the Rat King did in Lungmen all those years ago. Chief Waai, you didn't discuss this with my father before you came to me, did you? So what is he after? Yuhsia? Dad, you didn't tell me you were coming. You accepted Wei Yunwu's mission. I came to take a look. So you've heard. Investigating smugglers, eh? I didn't want to trouble you. Look at you, going through all the trouble to hide this from me. It's Wei Yunwu who you should be troubling. You'd never considered turning this down. Somebody has to maintain the peace here. Wei Yunwu has many a capable character under his wing. Why must you, of all people, clean up his mess? Never mind. I could figure out what kind of excuses Waai is making even if I had to think with my tail. You should know what's happened tonight. So that's why the soldiers locked the city gate. So much has happened in the span of a day. If this was really a coincidence, it would have been a hell of a coincidence. The chief of Lungmen finds himself the target of an assassination attempt. The Grand Master has his sword taken, and an Imperial Astronomical Bureau messenger was killed. Each of these would make headlines on its own. And they all occurred within hours of each other. It's unimaginable what kind of forces are behind them. When Wei Yanwu came to you, did he explain how dangerous this was going to be? All I knew was that this wasn't going to be a walk in the park. Yumen is not Lungman, and you are not me. I know that well. I will deal with this carefully. The agents I brought with me from Lungman are all masters in their fields, and have all followed you for years. Plus, I know the word of Jianghu. I've seen enough. If you know what it is you are doing, then I won't keep rambling. I just hope this will be resolved quickly without you delaying your trip to Victoria. It's just a study trip. I don't have to go. You've helped me and the LGD take care of plenty of things the last few years, to the point where you haven't been able to do what you've truly wanted to do yourself. I did all that of my own volition, and it was all for Lungman. It's not your own choice if you haven't seen another path. Sometimes I wonder if, perhaps, like Chen, you should... Dad, are you hurt? I'll get a doctor. No need. It's been years since I've taxed my arms and legs so much. My bones are aching. Looks like taking walks in the park every day isn't quite enough exercise. I'll take you back to the General's estate. No need for that either. I'll find an inn nearby to stay the night. Even getting to meet my old friends is once a plenty, and I can't stand the atmosphere in that house tonight. My, what a coincidence. I heard a commotion at the edge of the city earlier in the evening, and I figured something big must have happened. Now I find you here, Mr. Lin. I'm sure something big must have happened. So what you're saying is an old rat like me might as well be a plague. Of course not, I was only joking. Yuhsia, let me have a few words with Mr. Li in private. Please excuse me. From the looks of it, your search in Yumen hasn't been too successful. Don't get me started. The man has been gone for well over a decade. I was never banking on finding him within a month. But it doesn't matter how long it takes, we still have to look for him. You are a carefree man. It's only when it concerns this old friend of yours that you burden yourself so much. Maybe I owe him from a past life. Since you aren't in a hurry, may I hire Lee's detective agency for a job? How could I refuse a job from Mr. Lin himself? That gets me thinking, though. Haven't I been taking on a few too many troublesome jobs lately? It goes to show you what a capable man you are. Well, say I owe you one. If you do this for me, well, with such a generous offer on the table, looks like I really have to think this over and see if I can manage it. Heh, only a crafty fellow like you could manage this. One, 2, 9, 10. All the names above me in the rankings look pretty tough. Okay, calm down. Just do your best. Why can't I leave the city? 2 of my brothers just died out there. Gate is closed. Please leave. Hey, be reasonable. Can't you? You? They know each other? Whoa, Forte Hunk with the golden mace got kicked right out of the arena. The feline girl has won 5 straight matches now. Phew. Hey, Nihao. I watched all your matches today. You've got amazing kung fu. Want to come work for me in my escort association? Escort association? Not interested. Don't be so quick to refuse. With your skills, I can give you more than a decent wage. I'm not planning on making a living with my fists. I have a degree in mechanical engineering, I'll have you know. Okay, that's kind of hot, but alright. Wow. Anyways, mechanical what? Never mind that. That just means you're something of a scientist, right? Yeah, science. The Escort Association I'm talking about is a new kind of logistics company. Science graduates like you have a bright future with us. Hey, don't just walk away. I'm serious. That's funny. So that just happened. It sounds you're going to have to wait till the lockdown is over before you can take your friends' belongings and news of their deaths back home to Changshu. I'm the one who brought them here. No matter how, I will bring them home. Before I came to Yumen, I ran into Mr. Sheng in Changshu by chance. He told me that when the day comes that no one needs to kung fu to protect themselves, that's when we'll finally have true peace. Dad is right about that, but for now, I'm more fond of another saying, an eye for an eye. I will find the one who did this. What are you two doing here? Yuhsia, the government official lady from earlier. I thought you said you'd get to the bottom of this. How are you going to get to the bottom of anything now that we're on lockdown? You two know each other. There's been a turn of events. Things are apparently thicker than I thought. Then let me investigate with you. I can help out too. It's too dangerous. I can't drag outsiders. What's that sound? Drums from the outer city district. Look, the beacons are lit on the city walls. It's the Wangfang Festival, one of Yumen's traditions. It's a ceremony held every year at the beginning of spring, and it lasts 3 days. The drums at the barracks are beaten for the citizens' benefit. Each beat tells them the city, the lands, and all Great Yan are safe. As for the signal fires on the city walls, they are lit to guide the soldiers who gave their lives on the battlefield home. Catastrophes sweep across the country, barbarians terrorize the borderlands, and bandits stir up trouble. The drums are beaten 17 times, representing the trials and tribulations that befell Yumen the past year, both big and small. This border city has crossed the country's northern regions for centuries, and its citizens are hardened by these disasters. The great wind cannot extinguish the flames in the meadow. The men's eyes fix upon their...
everyone's health is my greatest motivation.
Okay, we got 49 of those jar thingies. Let's take a look quick at what's in that. So we've got Jiayun's token, Jiayun, headhunting permits, D32 steel, optimized device, grindstone pentahydrate, ore rock concentration, a couple furniture pieces, RMA 70-12, Orion clusters, LMDs, battle records, skill summaries, ore rock cube, sniper chip, sugar, polyketon, and LMD. Let me snatch those up real quick. And I can get these. And that clears 2 things already off the list. However, there's also this, which gives me 50. So I can get a little bit more. Now we've cleared this far end, and this is an infinite remaining of LMD, so I don't need to worry about that. But we got that much, which is pretty cool. All right, guys, so picking up where we left off last time, I cut there for a little bit just because I was running out of time when I was trying to record earlier. So we're going to pick up where we left off and continue on to the next WB-2 part of the story. Let's go. Anasa? The word means one without roots in an ancient language. My people say that all things are uncertain except life and death. Trying to cling on to something only brings trouble. That's why we drifted from one place to another. Living with the barren lands, there's always water and game to be found, and at the end of our lives, we return to dust, return to the earth. But a catastrophe destroyed our camp, and most of us lost our lives in the migration. A woman from a nomadic city happened to pass by and guided us to safety. She taught us how to fight, shared knowledge, and told us stories of the cities. She said that everyone should have a place to call home. Stay down. Ancient Sarkaz language. Who are you? Why am I here? Can't understand a word, not that it matters. You're here to heal your wounds. You'll do exactly as the doc says, if you want to see the sunrise again. If you don't want to die here, do as I say. It's a weird... They have typos on occasion in this game, and it always throws me off. But anyways, where am I? Who are you? This is an infirmary, and you're a patient. I'm a helper at the infirmary. Where's my sword? The girl reaches around her in a panic, only calming down when she finds the weapon beside her. It's there. Thank goodness. We found you passed out at the door of the infirmary yesterday, but you wouldn't let the sword go. Did you get hurt fighting over it? Doesn't concern you. No need to look at me like that. I could have taken it while you were passed out if I wanted to. I've seen so many people die over so-called masterwork weapons. Do you really think wielding a weapon like that would make you strong enough to beat enemies you couldn't? I don't trust weapons. The only thing I trust is my fists. A true warrior shouldn't entrust victory to something else. You don't understand. I'm not trying to fight with this sword. I want to repay a debt. Sword is a weapon for killing. My mentor told me the sword means a lot to her. I promised her that I would bring her the sword, or bring it to her grave at least. Has your mentor passed away? Yes. Well, I'm not interested in listening to people talk about their debts and grudges. If you say you fought over the sword to repay a debt, I'll believe it. A woman who's almost died has no need to lie. So it means you see your obligations as being more important than your life. That's not a bad thing. Why did you help me? What's an infirmary for if not to help people? But I don't have any money. I know that money is required in exchange for kindness in the nomadic cities. That's not wrong, but you can work off your debt as well. Why do you think I'm working here for the dock? The difference is that I'm working to pay the medical bills of people I beat up. I do the heavy lifting at the clinic. So you should learn to do things like drying herbs and wrapping wounds. You don't know as much as I do. A few months should be enough to pay off your debt. No! I will find a way to repay your kindness, but I am in a hurry. I need to get out of the city. You're not going anywhere. I said stay down. You're here to get your injuries healed. You managed to survive them. It would be a shame if you died now, not to mention an embarrassment to the clinic. But kindness is important too. I'll think about it once you're healed up and repaid your debt. Another patient. I'll take a look. Stay down. She's very stern. Stay down. Down, girl. Boop on the nose. What is it? Are you the doctor, sir? The doc's out. I'm a helper here. I can help you if you just want meds, but you'll have to wait if you want the doc to look at you. I apologize for the interruption. We're investigating a case and pursuing a suspect. Here's my token. We would appreciate your cooperation in answering a few questions. Ask what you want. I'll decide if I want to answer. Has this clinic treated anyone who suffered a serious stab wound? Nope and nope. Either you're buying, or you go to find someone else to bother. I would like to take a quick look. It'll only take a minute. Nope. Patients and customers only. I have nothing but the greatest respect for the clinic's work. I would rather not have to force my way in. But this concerns the safety of all of Yumen. Your cooperation would be appreciated. You got your rules, I got mine. You ain't coming in unless I say so. Then I apologize. Zhuoli's movements are swift as a foul beast, but he feels a hand on his collar just as he is about to cross the clinic's threshold, throwing him backwards. The burly man continues to stand there, as though he has never moved. It is as though the foul beast flew into an invisible and boundless net. This man is no ordinary brute. I said you ain't coming in. You got a death wish, kid? Do you understand the consequences for obstructing justice? Don't understand, don't care. Try that again. I dare you. Enough! This is not a game! Huh? There's someone else in there. Hey, where did the girl go? What the? Bandages and cotton balls are scattered on the table, and the bed is still warm. The air smells of blood and herbal medicine. You said no heavily wounded patients were taken in lately. How do you explain the gauze and blood? Aya, I told her to stay put. She said she needed to get out of the city. She must be headed to the gates. Oh no, I've got to catch her, or the doc's gonna put her bill on my tab. Stop right there! Interesting. Cheerful shouting. Tea leaves, Shangshu rock tea, Kou flower tea, Zhengxi white tea, Daong raw leaves. Anything you want, I've got it here. Must be a Lin. 2 carts of Lungman green tea. Excuse me, miss, but we don't sell tea by the cart. Miss! We meet again. Any updates on what I asked you to look into? We agreed on terms. I don't know what you mean. How many caravans in this batch are carrying false permits? How did they get those permits? I need to know more. I'll pay the taxes I owe, the whole amount. Please don't ask any more questions. We could talk about your previous offenses another day. Answer my question. Help! Thief! You've got nerve stealing in broad daylight. Grab her! You test my patience. Watch out! I saw an accomplice go that way. Ah. Excuse me. The owner is out. You need something made? I just have a couple of questions. This is a smithy. The inn's where do you go to for gossip? I hear there's some old Zhenghu Kung Fu stories that only circulate here. Fine, I guess it can't hurt to have someone to chat with while I work. Fire away. I really ought to buy something for your trouble. What do you want? Frying pan? Kitchen knife? How about a sword? Sorry, can't do that. Household items only. The sign on the door says Sword Forge. This is probably the last place in Yumen that still uses that particular wording. It's just a name. The owner could change it to the tea parlor or the guest house if he wanted to. Fair enough. You're not from around here, are you? Tourist? I've wanted to see the deserts of Yumen for a long time. We get a bunch of tourists every time we link up with Lungmen thanks to the Wuxia TV shows. Anyone with half a brain should know that's all fake. What's so good about this backwater place? Did you want a souvenir sword? Trust me, you're better off getting a pack or two of Yumen jerky. Every place has its own unique scenery. It's always worth a look. Setting aside whether the TV shows are fake or not, I'm sure there's a story behind this smithy. Sure of that, are you? I don't mean to offend, but every shop I passed by on the way from the market was full of people. Except this one. Why would a shop with no history or business be on a busy street like this? And I doubt a shop that really has no business would have so many furnaces burning and so many iron ingots lying around. This is why I hate talking to smart people. Makes my head hurt. I'll take that as a compliment. Alright, what do you want to know? I wanted to ask you about some stories from the world of Kung Fu, but you've piqued my interest in something else. How did the Sword Forge become a smithy? A man running for his life can always find an extra burst of speed. Just as he is about to shake his pursuer, a rope appears out of nowhere, tripping him over. He tries to pull himself back up, only to find nothing but quicksand around him. Had enough yet? Good, now we can talk. What are you afraid of? This group is different. I know. They'll have my head if I talk. I have a family. They're counting on me to feed them, please. I'm glad you remember that you have a family. Let me remind you, they're all in Lungmen. You! Miss Lin, I know how you and the Rat King operate. You wouldn't. That's up to you. Or do I really need to prove to you what I'm capable of? Tell me what you know. The smugglers that make the rounds when Lungmen and Yumen link up are usually pretty consistent. The same groups working with the same forgers, same suppliers, same fences. This time around, though, there's a new group that nobody knows anything about, not even the oldest crooks. Some tried to pick a fight. Nobody ever saw them again. The new smugglers disappeared. No, the ones who picked the fight. What else do you know? Out with it. I've heard, well, rumors about where they hide and sell their stuff. You took care of things at the market. Nothing a few coins couldn't fix. Good. And this man? Take him to the barracks, then back to the LGD after we're done here in Yumen. I told you everything I know. Why? Quit complaining. It's for your own safety. He just disappeared. The markets of Yumen are not usually so busy. The streets are packed with people, and parents hold their children's hands a little tighter. It is not easy trying to find someone in this crowd. Are you buying or not? Get out of the way if you're not buying. You're in everybody's way. Sorry. The noise of people shouting, arguing, and bartering drowns out deadlier sounds. What the? The sword comes from behind without a sound. Julie takes a step forward almost by instinct. The point of the sword tears through his clothes, inches from leaving behind a wound that would have crippled him for life. Who's there? Julie turns around, but sees only the bustling market. Did he intentionally draw me here? A commotion here would... Where are you? Passer spot. Ooh. Market sure is busy today, isn't it? Mr. Lee. Looks like we have some troublemakers in the crowd. Be careful. I noticed. Did you? Just a little optical trick. Won't last long. It's dangerous here. We should leave. No choice, I suppose. Shanhaizhong member. Turns out we're the ones who fell into a trap. Let's get out of here. We don't want civilians getting hurt. Interesting. Here we go. WB-2, baby. Yellow Sands. Ugh.
Remember, our purpose
Okay,
is
this one
not
shouldn't be
violence
too bad.
itself, but rather the victory it brings.
Red here for now.
For you. Hurry up.
Don't make this harder than it needs to be.
Okay, we'll put that there.
A valiant struggle, but you won't get away.
Put Pookie there.
And what purpose do you
I
think
think
your
there's people that are gonna
sacrifice
pop
will
up here in this stage. I don't remember for sure. Well, there's that guy.
I'll be careful.
I have Fiala there. Just in case.
Incoming. Get ready, everyone.
Yeah, see, they spawn in weird places too. Very, very odd, but...
Got it.
Amia there.
And what purpose do you think your sacrifice
Put
will
Degan
serve?
Breaker there. Yeah, see, that guy popped up there and... Am I gonna need a medic? I don't know if I'll need a medic for this one. I might be okay without. She's a little low, but she'll be alright.
And what purpose do you think your sacrifice will serve?
Okay.
Injections ready. Prepare for battle.
Yeah, that guy's gonna pop up there.
Professor?
Screw it.
This may be a
Activate.
little hot. Are you
There goes
afraid of
another one.
me?
That's 2 down.
Stay safe, everyone.
Perfect. Ami has got that activated to take care of this guy. The 18, and here's the last one. Get him. Boom. Perfect. Beautiful, baby. Let's go. I vaguely remembered that one from taking on my main account, but all right. Ma, look, a fight. Happens all the time. Haggling turning into a fight, nothing to see. Stay close. I don't know how I'd find you if you got lost here. They won't give up so easily. Protecting ourselves is one thing, but it'll be hard to avoid harming civilians. Do you have an idea? There's a way out, but you'll have a mess on your hands. Wait! Damn, too late. Uh-oh. Why is it going so slow? Is it supposed to do that, or did it glitch? Shanghai Song. Dart through the crowds like fins through water. The Finns leap from the water en masse. Julie and Li cannot hope to fend off their attacks without harming the surrounding civilians. I think that was a visual glitch or something. Yeah, because... Oh, maybe not. Snow falls. Not scattered flakes of snow, but a steady stream of white. Chubai. Chubai. Yeah, I believe that's her name. The blizzard cuts off the rapid flow, stopping the Shanhaizhong in their tracks. Such a response is more than just talent and training. It is a result of experience accumulated from countless deadly battles. Leave! Don't chase! There are too many people here. These villains have no qualms about harming innocents. Chubai, it's been a while. It's been a while, but you don't seem to have gotten any better. Why have you come? The Grand Master instructed me to help you. And who is this gentleman? A friend I met on a previous mission, and an old acquaintance of Liang's. Someone without an official position shouldn't involve himself in this, even a friend of Liang's. Ah, well, I just happened to pass by. Anyway, someone always tells me not to meddle whenever I'm hired to do something. Guess it's a private eye trope. My life would have been in danger if not for your help. But are you really here by chance? Would the Sui regulator believe me if I said yes? No jokes, please. This is important. I never look for trouble. Trouble just has a tendency to find me. I'll leave it that my client is an acquaintance of Chief Waai of Lungmen. You may have already met him at the barracks last night. I guess the ones who attacked you just now were the people who he hired me to find. What else do you know about what happened in Yumen last night? Not much. The ones who hire private eyes aren't exactly the talkative type. You get used to it. Maybe I could help if you told me more. I stabbed the assassin in the scuffle last night, so I started my search in the clinics. I searched every single clinic in the city and didn't find anything unusual until the last one. A man called himself a helper and would not let me in. I forced my way in and found gauze and blood. The man ran off with an agitated look on his face. Someone has the nerve to obstruct the Sui regulator in Yumen. I wasn't sure what to make of it. Obstruction of justice is a crime, but I couldn't make heads or tails of what that man was talking about. It didn't feel premeditated. Could you describe the man in more detail? Let me think. Feline, male, looks to be in his 40s, exceptionally skilled in kung fu. Could it really be him? Oh, it's waifu's daddy! Hey, we should hurry. Yuhsia wants us to visit the deceased bodyguard's family. I'm coming. This is the last house anyway. Say, I haven't had a chance to ask you, why did you come to Yumen? I told you, I set up my own logistics company. Mr. Zhang told me his daughter came to Yumen too, but I didn't expect to actually meet you. That's how fate works, I guess. Say, since we've worked together on this case, wouldn't it be natural for you to join Xingyu Logistics afterwards? You're still talking about this? Anyway, it seems like Yuhsia dragged a lot of people she knows into this. I didn't know she was the Rat King's daughter. You know Mr. Lin too? Not really. Dad's heard of him on his travels. I thought you would know each other well, being fellow Lungmenites. Lungmen isn't exactly one of those small towns where everybody knows everybody. I see Mr. Lin from time to time in the course of my work, but I've only heard rumors about Yuhsia. I'm curious, what do Lungmenites think of the Rat King? The word Lungmenite is way too broad. Some of them think of him as a benevolent protector, someone as little to do with him as possible. Others just see him as a kindly old man. One thing is for certain, he's the key to Lungmen's peace and security. Sounds like someone not to be trifled with. Must be hard being Miss Lin. Why do you say that? Fathers always want their children to walk the path they paved for them, especially accomplished fathers. Do you not get along with Mr. Zhang? I wouldn't say that. It's more like I prefer some distance between us. Some fathers out there don't care about their children at all. They do as they please, leaving their children for somebody else to care for. They disappear for a decade without a word. Do you mean... Never mind. I don't want to bring him up now. If the old man went missing for a decade, I would take over the association and rebuild it in my own image. I would show him that I can do better. But what if he never comes back to see how well you've done? This is the place. Hello? Anybody home? Excuse me, we're... Hey, the door's unlocked and there's nobody in the clinic. This is the 4th place. The guard who died was the son of the doctor here. Doctor's a local who's been running the clinic for decades. No other members in the household. News of the messenger's death reached the city yesterday afternoon. The doctor should have already known. The room is neat and tidy. Not a speck of dust on the furniture. The 2 bags in the corner look like items from today's market. I don't know Yumen's customs, but it's as though nothing happened whatsoever. How would a father react to the news that his child is dead? Certainly wouldn't act like nothing happened, at least. There's no one home. It's not right for us to barge in. Let's rendezvous with Yuhsia. The warehouse that the smuggler talked about is just ahead. Strange. Do you know this place? I checked out the various depots in the city when I visited last time. This warehouse was used by the Southside Sword Forge for storing metals and originium fuel. The Sword Forge is a reputable business operation. It shouldn't have anything to do with this. Yaoye? He played us for fools. Take it easy. We're in no rush. He doesn't have the nerve to lie in a situation like that. We're already here. All we need to do is take a look. You keep watch. I'll check it out. Be careful. Lost your way, miss? Isn't this the stonemason's warehouse? I'm here to buy stone. Your boss couldn't sculpt his way out of a shoebox, but the stone's not half bad, so I thought I would buy a bunch. He gave me permission to come to the warehouse. Says you'll show me around. Zhong's stonemason? Think so. The shop at the east end of the market. Zhong's stonemason's warehouse is on the west side. This is the south side, so you can stop right there. Look around you. Nothing but iron and scrap metal. Not a rock to be found. I'm sure you're lost. Damn, I even paid a guide to take me here. That fraud. Sorry for the intrusion. It's fine. Let me see you out. Womp, right? The old womp. She gonna knock him out? Maybe? The clouds part to let the bright sun through, stinging Lin Yuhsia's skin slightly. She subconsciously reaches behind her neck, then looks up at the man. What kind of attire would leave a sunburn on a neck like that? What are you looking at? Nothing. Goodbye. No, okay, so she just wanted some details. How did it go? Stay here and keep a close eye out for nearby movement. Something didn't seem right? Don't ask questions, just keep your eyes peeled and report anything unusual. Roger. Spooky!
How do you like it?
I love it. Okay. Alright, let's check this out here. Oh, wait. We got one of these to collect. Okay. Alright, so we claimed all this stuff. So let's go with that. And this one. And that one. And we'll go with these. Alright, so we're chipping away. We're chipping away pretty good. Solid. Okay. So it has over a day remaining because this is still the 26th, so we've got all the 27. I'm going to be recording all of this throughout today and tomorrow, basically. But we'll keep working. Whoops. Go back in. And... all right. Angry martial artist. Let us out! We've been through this. The general has declared a high alert to ensure human safety. No one is allowed to leave the city without permission. Turn back. You dare speak of Yumen's safety to me? We were guarding Yumen long before you even picked up a stick, kiddo. In times like these, I need you to think about the greater good. The greater good! Do you remember when a group of bandits infiltrated the city and injured innocent people in the process? It happened so suddenly, and the situation was so messy that you refused to lift a finger, so we had to take things into our own hands. We chased them hundreds of li and spent 3 whole days in the desert. We had to carry half our brothers back to the city, but we managed to drag the bandits along with us. Now our brothers lie dead out there, their bodies still rotting, and you're asking us to wait? Master Jing, we all know your story, and we have infinite respect for you. But General Zhuo has decreed that while we are hunting a serious criminal, no one is to leave the city without his permission. His awe-inspiring authority has me quaking. Tell that Zhuan to come out here and face us. Impudence. Master Meng, I heard you shouting from across the city. These men are only following orders. Why do you have to be so hard on them? We just can't let them talk to us like this. You're venerable elders of our city. You fought so many battles to defend Yumen, even messengers through catastrophes. Our stability is thanks to your hard work. Even though the Lord Exorcist and Grand Master are still present, you dare to flaunt your seniority as if it matters. Have you no heart? Good men need not remind the people of their past deeds. If you need to boast about it, that just goes to show how little it truly mattered. Go home and make no further trouble. I will ensure your fallen brothers are spoken for. Yes, Master. The blame lies with me. I neglected their discipline. We would never blame you. About those 4 brothers, you have my condolences. I'll take care of their families. There's no need to bother the Lord Exorcist. But since they died delivering a letter for Yumen, I'd like to ask the Lord Exorcist his opinion on the situation. We have to focus on the assassin for now, but when we're done, the Lord Exorcist will absolutely dispatch troops to clear out the bandits. Right. You have to prioritize. That makes sense. I just want a word with the Lord Exorcist. I need a reply, any kind of reply, to answer to those brothers. Once we are done with this, you are all welcome to the Sword Forge for drinks. Yuhsia. How's the situation on your end? Have the families of the victims been located? Actually, 2 of the 4 were living alone. As for the other 2, their families happened to be away from home, so we took it upon ourselves to barge in. It's a bit strange that all their homes looked so normal on the inside. Could it be a coincidence that they all just happened to be out? A whole day has passed since we got the news of their deaths. Oh, happening there too. Who goes there? You scared the life out of me. I just felt like someone was watching us. You could sense that even in this crowd? Let's continue this inside the inn. Then Yuhsia, stay your steps. You know this man. Just give me a moment. I'll have a few words with him. All right. Yuhsia. I didn't expect the Monitor Censor, the Department of Discipline and Supervision, to remember me. I think it's been 5 years since we last met. The timing of our meeting was a memorable one, but not very pleasant. Just official business, you and I both. Are you also here to investigate the events that have transpired in Yumen, Envoy Lin? Can the Monitor Censor offer any leads? No, at this time, I am not intervening in any official capacity. I'm merely acting as a former subordinate of the Lord Exorcist and as a subject of Yan to apprehend the villains who disturb the people's peace. I must say, I'm a little surprised that you aren't advising me to stay out of it, Monitor Censor Taihei. I have no reason to dissuade you from your duties, Envoy Lin. Do forgive me for prying, Envoy Lin. You have only just arrived in the city, so how exactly do you plan to investigate a case when you are yet unfamiliar with the situation? I have my own means, of course. Don't you worry, Monitor Censor Taihei. I have no doubt your means will prove more than adequate, Envoy Lin. You might as well make your words clearer, Monitor Censor Taihei. As I said, we are on official business and nothing more than that. I merely offer a reminder. Envoy Lin, the enemy lies in the open while we are hidden, but do be careful still. I will take my leave. Oh, excuse me. I've seen that big guy before in Chongyue. I think he was from the Department of Discipline and Supervision. Just how many mandarins do you know? It's not like we're friends. We just have prior dealings. What's the difference? The difference is that you don't want to be friends with some of the people you have dealings with. Let's go. Dusk. The sun goes down quickly in early spring, and the weather is a little cold. Still a little cold. The old man fills the furnace with a handful of firewood. The weak fire is not fit for forging, or even for heating. These days, all the forge equipment runs on originium, but the old man stubbornly keeps such a useless furnace here. While waiting for the fire to intensify, he picks up a broom and carefully sweeps up the sand that has accumulated in the courtyard overnight, leaving none of the crevices between the stone bricks untouched. Of course, the old man knows that it will only stay clean for a moment and will soon return to its sandy state. But he still toils to sweep the ground over and over again, as if hoping to catch a glimpse of a cleanly forge. Completely clean forge. These legs of mine are still aching from the cold. Even the weather is getting warmer. It's about closing time. If it isn't urgent, why not come back tomorrow? Her. Are you looking for someplace else, girl? This is a forge, not a clinic. I'm looking for a place mentioned in a story. You're hurt too bad to be running around the city like this. I hate to say it, but the city is under high alert right now, and a girl with a knife wound has shown up on my doorstep. It'll be trouble for me if I don't take her into the authorities. The last thing I want is more trouble, so I'd better get her to explain where she came from. You. Are you the one they call Meng Tiei? Meng Tiei? Tiei? I don't know how to pronounce his last name. It means something that you know the name, young as you are, but I don't recognize you at all. Shifu told me there is a forge hidden here in the nomadic city, and that the owner of the forge is a skilled swordsmith. He can make all kinds of weapons and armor, and also craft toys for the children of the city. I can't recall anyone who would talk about this old man like that. And in the yard of the forge lies a pagoda tree, transplanted by the both of you from a faraway place. The old man can't help but look back. In the corner of the yard stands a pagoda tree, leaves swaying slightly against the evening wind. Spring comes late in the north, and new leaves have yet to grow on the branches. Now, can we say that the battle is truly over? We suffered a number of casualties, but for the next 20 years at least, these bandits will be cowed. I've heard tales from long ago of expeditions celebrating their triumphs by carving out their achievements on the furthest mountains they could see. Perhaps today, we are worthy of that legacy. Not a bad idea, but we have only sand around us. Nothing solid on which to write. There is a lone tree here, so why not? Good, let's go with that. Good. This withered tree is about to crumble into dust, and you still want to torment it? Do you have an alternative, then? What's the point of engraving your exploits on a fixed point when we live in a nomadic city that regularly travels thousands of li? Why not take this tree back and replant it in Yumen? Our story will be remembered by the tree if it manages to take root in the city, even just for a day. Very well, not a bad idea at all. Did you get heat stroke from being out here too long? We're at least 100 li from Yumen. Are you planning on carry the tree all the way back there? Why not? We carried so much food and water on the way here, and now it's all gone. So what's wrong with bringing an extra tree on our way back? General Shuo, please lend me a hand. Careful not to damage the roots. You called her Shifu. Shifu saved mine and my family's lives out in the wilderness and taught us how to live among the settled. What is your name? Jaeun. If I'm not mistaken, you're an Anasa. Yet you have such a refined name. Shifu gave it to me. No wonder. Yun Dong Chun Liu. Jiezhai Xishan Qing. A classic poem. Cloud floats for 1,000 li until it finally settles upon a mountaintop. She wished for you to find a home like the cloud. Shifu recited it better than you, but the meaning is the same. Aha, I have no doubt. Come to think of it, she gave the Grand Master his name as well. That fickle-minded, heartless man! What's this, then? Hold on, that sword you're carrying. You stole the Grand Master's sword. I will bring it to Shifu's grave as an offering. The wind whips up the leaves, rustling the old pagoda tree. Interesting. The fire in the furnace has died down and the sky grown dark, but the old man does not move. The girl can't see his expression clearly. She's dead. Yes, Shifu's illness was very serious. Her last wish was to look upon this sword one last time, so I must deliver it to her. Do you want it too? Certainly not. Yumen is a very dangerous place to be right now. I know that with this sword on me, all the soldiers will be hunting for me. No, what I'm saying is, the city will become even more dangerous in the near future. It's about to face a test. But before that, I should at the very least try to get you out. Your Shifu is waiting for you, as are all of us. But how do you get out of the city? I didn't think about it when I came in. They sealed the gates, so I tried to force my way through, and was injured in the process. The wind picks up. A handful of fine sand flies onto the old man's face and into the gap of time that has gone by. It is soft, moist from the twilight hours of early spring. The old man kneads the sand in his fingers. I have an idea. Hey, welcome back. What's the word? No doctor or staff in the clinic. Just some princely-looking official who asked me what I was doing. And what did you tell him? Just what you told me. Last night, I hurried over with a family member in tow who suffered a concussion when our store shelves collapsed. We forgot to bring money for the bill, so I came back today to make the payment. Excuse me. The nobleman left after asking me the question. I don't get it. Here's your money back since I never had to pay anyone. Just keep it. Take it as reimbursement for your hard work. It's so strange. Is Yumen's tourist season that lucrative? Okay. I've heard of Mr. Lee's skill, but to even pull one over on the young like that, that's just any kid. He's a sui regulator candle holder. I wouldn't dare lie to him. Just helping him rule out a wrong answer. As for Mr. Lin, what are you doing here? Just out for a stroll. If we were in Lungmen Park right now, I'd believe it. And how are things coming along for you, Mr. Lee? It's a little strange. I've been able to figure out exactly what the job is you've asked me to do, but the one I've been looking for might be able to clue me in. That's good to hear. You've tasked me with the job, but you still look uneasy. Why not take matters into your own hands? Any action I take would affect Wei Yanwu's reputation. I also just want to watch from the sidelines and see how she does things. Now that's the Mr. Lin I know. This is an important moment, but there's still ample time to make a probing move. A beard well lathered is already half shaved. I have trust in you as well, Mr. Lee. Wei Yanwu has often lamented your decision to not stay with the LGD. Let's not talk about that. Wei Yanwu doesn't let go of somebody if he's decided they're useful to him. Speaking of which, are you still determined to have your girl Yuhsia take over your work? That's not for me to decide. If she wants to stay, Lungmen will have a place for her. If she wants to leave, Lungmen won't trouble her. I would like you to take care of her no matter what path she takes, Mr. Lee. It's an honor to have your trust, Mr. Lin. If there's anything I can do to help out, I will give it my all. Doze. Something like that. Now then, time to stop bothering you and continue my stroll. Oh. Wai Tianpei. He's a father too. Did you see the citywide notice issued by the patrol battalion on your way here? According to the Imperial Astronomical Bureau's latest calculations, Yumen needs to adjust course to avoid a catastrophe. Starting tomorrow at the hour of Chen, the city will begin to slow down, but around the hour of Yu, it will have dropped to its lowest speed and will pick up once again, once the course is corrected. Your chance lies within that time frame. But if the city slows down, won't the gates be even more closely guarded? Dear girl, did you take a look around you before entering Yumen? A desert spanning thousands of li with only misfortune and occasional traveler to meet, but a part of Yaoye's territory still. From the very beginning, Yumen was designed as a military fortress to guard the north, which is why the city has sand sluices and dams on the outer wall, unlike conventional nomadic cities. It is said that Atsumu Tianshi, who took inspiration from the water wheels in the Jiangnan waterways and fitted it onto this border city. The base of the city sinks into the sand. The huge dams, powered by arts, are always running to disperse the sand and remove all forms of resistance. Thanks to these sand sluices, the city of Yumen is able to move flexibly across the vast desert and adapt to any situation. Like a river current, it moves with the tide, a spectacular sight to behold. Normally, the sand sluice would never serve as a path for people to walk on. If one jumps into the sand sluice, he can only expect to be crushed by the turbines, or suffocate under the rolling yellow sand. So tomorrow, at the hour of Yu, when Yumen is traveling at its lowest speed, the flow of sand through the sluices will also be slowed. But at least there's a ghost of a chance in this idea. I'll do it. I need to get out of the city by any means. But what about your wounds? I'll manage. I went to a clinic earlier. Good. It's just that security around the sand sluices is usually lax, but I'm not sure if things have changed now with the city under high alert. On my way here, I heard the general of this city is personally leading the defense of the keep. It seems... To meet or not to meet, that was the question. But it seems the answer is meet. You're going out? We have to be quick. I need to go scout the surroundings. There are also some preparations to be made if you're to leave the city via the sand sluices. I'll hang a closed sign on the door while I'm out, so make sure to make use of this time to recuperate. I'll come back to fetch you. Back at the inn. Daishuze. Yuhsia? Head up to my room first. I'll be there in a minute. Any news? Not long after you left, some people in Smith's clothes showed up, moved their goods, and headed someplace else. I tried to follow them, but they seemed to be in our line of work. They realized someone was tailing them and quickly shook me off their trail. I returned to the warehouse to take another look, and it had been cleared out completely. I don't know what these people are hiding, but it's clear that something strange is going on. Your intuition was spot on. There's something off about that sword forge. I'm afraid we've already set the enemy on high alert, and we've yet to find our key evidence. The dark clouds over the city get thicker every day, while the sand and the wind is also denser. The situation is urgent. Since we have our suspects, we can try some things out. Daishuze? Go back to the barracks and fetch something for me. WB-3, here we go.
We can take care of ourselves,
Alright, so we've got
Professor.
one here.
You just focus on giving orders. Follow me!
No way out for you.
Stay there, Red.
Apple pie!
Don't make this harder than it needs to be.
Ooh, I can't deploy him.
Ready to move.
How about we pull... We'll put a caster up there somewhere.
Draw swords.
I'm gonna put Texas up here. Start generating DP quicker.
Chi morirà qui oggi?
There we go, that's what we want.
You can't stop me.
Got it.
Come on, come on, come on. There we go.
Stop me.
Awaiting orders.
Don't make this harder than it needs to be. A valiant struggle, but you won't get away.
Ready to heal.
How soon do you want them gone?
Solid positioning. Awaiting your order. Medication is here. Take it.
Alright, I don't need them.
You want my opinion? Conviction will
Y'all are
throw
both
you off
toast.
pace.
Please give your order. This may be a little hot.
Poof.
From shadows.
Bye-bye. Let Red finish you. Boom. That was an easy one. I'll try to get one more in here. The deed is still not done. There was some serious kung fu on both sides, so we had no chance to strike. Leave that young candle holder to his own devices. He won't affect our plans, but the woman from Lungman was never accounted for, and she's still after us. What a pain. We'll keep an eye on things and make a move when the time is right. No, after these two clashes, the Mandarins will definitely be on alert, so we have to be more cautious. I can let the woman live another 2 days, but our organization can leave no clues. Right, then what do we do now? Just wait. It won't be long before he gives us fresh orders. The mounts, seas, and all in between shall be our masters. They've stolen the land without even knowing it. The people will pay for their arrogance. Soon. And who might you be waiting for? Attempted assassination of a court official and disturbing the people's peace. Your conduct befouls the laws of Great Yan. It's like they mean nothing to you. You have two options. Lay down your arms and come with me, or I bring you in. You were followed. It's the same man from before. He turned the tables on you, considering his skill. It's no surprise you couldn't do anything about it. But in the end, it was still you who led this man here, do you understand? Yes. Good. Now we'll get rid of him first, and then decide how to deal with you. You dare! So what's gonna happen to him? Late as it is, you're still awake. We must be vigilant, lest something like yesterday's incident happen again. Surely the Grand Master has not invited me out so late to enjoy the scenery. It's auspicious for Lord Waai to stand here with such a crucial moment. Indeed, it would have been best to take a stroll through the city of Yumen and enjoy its scenery. The Lord Exorcist's decision naturally comes after careful consideration. Perhaps this is not for me to say, but the Lord Exorcist's responsibilities reach far beyond the safety and security of Yumen. Consequences of just one mishap are grave enough that the word trust no longer carries much weight. Indeed, it is so. General Zhuo and I have worked together for decades without relying on trust. I hope you understand. Have I ever expressed any dissatisfaction? Speaking of which, we have yet to properly catch up on each other's affairs. The last time I came to Yumen was 5 years ago, and the time before that was 10. But both were hectic visits. And our last meeting, let me think, we were in the capital. Yes, the year you left the capital, I had happened to be there to report on my work. I didn't expect you to remember something from so long ago. Do you not remember it, Lord Waai? I don't recall what year it was exactly, but my memories tell me it was also spring then. Late spring, a little later than the current season. That's it. At the time, you still wielded a sword, and you were not yet called Waai. There was much scenery to enjoy and plenty of kung fu spectacles too. I have lived for so long, there are not many who leave a true impression. But even now, I evaluate the various styles of kung fu. I still think about Qi Xiao's ultimate move. I'm honored to win such a praise from the Grand Master of Kung Fu. That night seemed like it was set to rain, the weather stifling, the clouds looming low. I was on the keep and far away, but even then I saw a light in the direction of the post house. The sky abruptly broke with the chill of a sword, A sharp and decisive style of swordsmanship. As sword of Stratus Rent once stood stand fast. Afterwards, Lord Waai must have left the city. In the end, the rain did not fall. It was a very long time ago, but I wonder why you're bringing this up. The tower stands high, the two men's clothes rustle in the breeze. Even though it is a windless night, as far as the eye can see, human sentries and buildings stretch on without end. Only through the wind on the highest of points can one clearly perceive that the city is moving at high speed. There is treachery in the court, and minds can be unpredictable. Surely no one understands this better than you. But I also believe that whose mind is consumed by ambition and cunning would never wield that style of swordsmanship. There is a matter that I would like you to help with. I dare not refuse a request from the Grand Master himself. I would ask you to trust Yumen just this once. You and the Lord Exorcist are alike, shouldering the peace of Yan. There are many matters I'm concerned, but in the end, Yumen is unlike Lungmen. Yumen is built on strength of arms, and most of the people here practice Kung Fu. These people have great passion, but lack strategic thinking. Regardless, everyone here acts for the country and its people. There is nothing wrong with hating evil as an enemy. I only fear that simple-minded people will be manipulated without their knowing. General Zhuo has agreed to a time limit of 3 days. Within these 3 days, you will get your answer. Until then, I hope you will set your grievances with the Lord Exorcist aside and stay your hand. A guest must comply with his host, and the Lord Exorcist has asked me to wait in these barracks at ease. I simply wished to share his burden, but there's really nothing I can do. I recall that Envoy Lin of Lungmen from a few days past is indeed shrewd and capable, solving several cases cleanly in just a few days' work. I imagine there must be several talents like her in your employ. You might be overthinking this situation. Whether the Grand Tutor, the Lord Exorcist, or Wei Yanwu, the remove is calculated for the safety of the people and the prosperity of the country. There should be no conflict between us. But looking back over the few millennia, there have been those who shared a goal, but a number of them inevitably break and turn against even turn against each other, yes? Indeed, you are most qualified to speak of this. Very well, for your sake, I will agree to your request. You have my thanks, Lord Waai. The night is no longer young. I suggest you retire. Oh, but there is another thing. I think I have yet to mention. Cloud-splitting sword is not actually Qi Xiao's ultimate move. Repressed gasping. That's interesting. Now you hold the option to surrender. Choose that option or you will never stand again. Anguished groaning. Right now it is merely at your waist. Move again and the dirt will bury you up to your shoulders. 3 more of you lie in hiding in the alley to the left and 2 more in the eaves on the right. Your actions were to draw out my weakness and create an opportunity for an ambush. But you will not get such a chance. I admit I've underestimated your strength. It's rare for one to be proficient in both Kung Fu and Originium arts. You are unworthy to comment on my Kung Fu. Yesterday, Envoy Lin of the LGD fended off an attack while returning to the city, and was followed today with errant intent. Earlier, a Sui Regulator candleholder met with an assassin in the city center. These acts were most probably all you're doing, correct? To intercept and kill a Catastrophe messenger, to steal Catastrophe data. Just what are the Shanhaishang planning in Yumen? Who exactly is behind you? You'd better check who's behind you first. What? Ooh. Thank you very much for saving my life. I'm sorry for all that. You shouldn't be wasting your time here. The Lungmenite woman who investigated the warehouse at the Sword Forge. She's making a lot of trouble. If you're so worried about trouble, why not go directly to the only variable that can sway the whole situation? The old man at the Sword Forge. Go find him and let the Catastrophe data disappear along with his body. Understood. Oh, so they're after Meng. Master, look out! You shouldn't be able to stand. Rest. Go! The ground suddenly sinks beneath them, as if charged with vitality. The raised earth and rocks surround everyone in an instant. Master, this man is not to be underestimated! A cold light flashes for just a moment. A man falls to the ground, earth and rock unmoving. The block is dead silent. Waste of time and boring beyond comprehension. Did she just kill him? Ooh. Yuhsia, what took you so long? I happened to meet an acquaintance, so I took the chance to say hello. You're a Lungmanite, and yet you seem to know plenty of people in Yumen. Well, that's enough talking. Let's piece together the information we gathered and see if we can figure anything out. I didn't get to finish that conversation on the street. What progress have you made on your end? Miss Du, what kind of person owns the Sword Forge? You mean Uncle Meng? Yes. He's an old friend of my father's from when he was still in the business. His kung fu is renowned, but he's good at talking too, and every martial artist in Yumen trusts him. I'm not familiar with Yumen, so Chongyue logistics being able to operate here is all thanks to him. Does this stuff have anything to do with Uncle Meng? Just wondering. If you have something to say, get to the point already. I've had a suspicion that this band of thieves causing chaos in the city stowed away with the supplies smuggled from Lungmen. I've been on the smuggler's trail, and it led me to the Sword Forge's warehouse. So, what did you find? The warehouse had only iron billets and forge fuel, all the materials you would need for a forge. What was strange was the warehouse guard had an unusual sunburn around his neck. Looked like a mark from wearing special protective equipment. As I understand it, the Catastrophe survey teams dispatched by the Imperial Astronomical Bureau trek through the desert for long periods of time, and they wear a standardized mask for protection against the wind and sun. That sunburn wasn't faded, and an Imperial Astronomical Bureau has only dispatched that one team lately. So you're saying there's something suspicious about the team and that they're connected to Uncle Meng? I'm trying to get us on the same page with the facts I've found. Yumen has just returned from the depths of the desert where the sunlight can be intense and sunburns are common among the city residents. Is that one little thing all you've got to make you suspicious? Do you recognize this object? Where did you find this? The warehouse. I found it lying in a corner. It seemed unique and was standing out from the piles of iron billets and fuel. This is a Chongyue Logistics armband that I designed myself. The red armband is inlaid with gold trim, as well as a Shangshu-style embroidery of twin lines following through a pattern of 5 pointed stars, symbolizing auspicious and smooth trade routes. The signifiers of luck and peace are dyed a disturbing ochre red, and the stains of yellow sand make it look mottled and old. Only the kids who followed me to Yumen from Shangshu would have this. Did the chiefs also? If what befell the messenger team happened outside Yumen, then this shouldn't have made it into the city at all. Are the chiefs still alive? If they are, then why are they hiding? No, who's holding them and keeping them from showing themselves? Uncle Meng? But doesn't he have 4 men he knows on the team? What's going on? Miss Du, let's not jump to conclusions just yet. We need to calmly analyze the... If I can't figure it out, then I might as well stop thinking. I'll just head to the Sword Forge and get my answer. Miss Du! Lynn's onto something. She's picking stuff up. Yuhsia. I saw a tourist dressed like a Lungmanite downstairs earlier. Probably one of your men. He came to pass you something, right? That armband was evidence brought back from the messenger team, where the messenger team was intercepted and killed from outside the city. You're using Miss Du. We have a lot of clues pointing us toward the Sword Forge right now, so we need to probe a little. If the man is innocent, then we've ruled out a decent possibility, and she will also feel at ease. If there's really something up with the Sword Forge, won't you have put her in danger? She's certainly not the only one in danger here in Yumen. Yuhsia, I know you have your responsibilities, and maybe this is how you've always done things, but I'm not about to argue with you over what's right or wrong. But I can't agree with your approach. I have to go help her. Lord Shuo. What happened? The tall Forte lies on the hospital bed, his visage pale. He's barely still breathing. In Zhuli's memories, Taihei was always like a mountain. This mountain stood beside his father and himself, unshakable. What sort of force could break this mountain? Yaoye has never considered such a possibility. Monitor Sensor Taihei was brought to a military camp by two civilians not long ago. Tell me his condition first. The medics say they've managed to save his life, but perhaps only his life. Monitor Sensor Taihei has suffered multiple external injuries, but what's more serious is the damage to his organs. He has suffered massive internal bleeding. If he were an ordinary man, I'm afraid he would have already... Uncle Taihei shouldn't have been involved in this. He was helping me under the table. Where's father? The general is guarding the outer city tower. I've also notified the general, and there were only 4 words in his reply. Stay at your post. Where are the ones who brought Uncle Taihei here? Tell me the truth. We just saw the Forte dressed in Mandarin clothes lying by the roadside. We have no idea what happened, but we figured we should bring him over here. The city is under high alert right now. What were you doing out so late at night? We had trouble sleeping, so we went for a walk. Who would have thought there would be someone lying by the roadside as soon as we went out? Terrifying. So you live in the area but heard nothing strange? Nothing. Where did you find the wounded? In the south of the city, near the Sword Forge's alley. The Sword Forge? Sorry, can I go home now? No. Your testimony is unclear, so as a witness, you can't leave just yet. Well... Millennium. Present. I'm moving out. Gather your team. Search the Sword Forge. Sir, the General's orders were to stick to our posts. Father ordered me to hunt down the assassin and locate the sword in 3 days to restore peace in Yumen. Even with his strength, Monitor Sensor Taihei has been gravely injured. This surely has some link to the Farenmut followers. Going to the scene of the crime to find the truth and arrest the culprit, is that not sticking to my post? Go. Yes, sir. Oof.
言っただろ？僕はすっごく強いんだって。
Okay. WB-4. Let's do this one. And that'll probably wrap us for this episode. Uncle Meng! Uncle Meng! Are you in there? I need to talk to you. It's Yaoye. Stop knocking, miss. Do you see the sign on the door? They closed at dinner time. Come back tomorrow. Hey, are you listening? Uncle Meng, are you hiding something from me? I'm coming in if you don't answer me. Another one? What is it with young people these days and going to the blacksmiths in the middle of the night? Oh, you're a Chongyue innkeeper, Sheng's. Are you the Mandarin who came looking for Dad? When did you get to Yumen, and why? I'm looking for someone. What about you? I'm investigating a case. The government is investigating the Sword Forge. Did Uncle Meng really do something? Sounds like there is something suspicious about this place. I'm the one asking the questions. Please do not obstruct the investigation, assuming you have nothing to do with it. Who's obstructing who here? The flash of a sword interrupts Yaoye. The lock and close sign fall to the ground, cut in half. Yaoye charges into the Sword Forge. Meng told me to keep an eye out. Didn't think there really would be someone here looking for trouble. I have to get help. What are you doing? I'm talking to you! You! Is this how you people investigate? Show yourself! Uh-oh. Come in. Mr. Lee. I saw waifu run off just now. Didn't even respond when I called out to her. She just graduated from university. Kids her age tend to think before act before thinking. I hope you can give her some pointers. I'm in no position to act high and mighty in front of your employees. I was the one who made trouble for her. No worries, it's a good experience. A few crooks are no match for her anyway. Was my father asking for your help last night? I wouldn't quite call it help. Just happened to overhear something when looking for someone. We detectives always hear more than other people. Hopefully it will be the help of your case. It will be of help to your case. I would love to hear it. Please take a seat. Let me decide where to start. Just hypothetically, what would happen to Lungman if Wei Yanwu and your father didn't get along? We're facing a catastrophe on the outside and Shanhaizhong insurgents on the inside. The general has no time to see a commoner. I hear he knows the general. We should still pass the word just in case it's really something important. Go up, the general will see you. He's on the tower. The night is deep. The stairs, however, remain as bright as day, illuminated by originium spotlights in the walls. Meng Tiayi walks slowly. The soldier behind does not rush him. It has been more than a decade since he last climbed the towers of Yumen. Lord Exorcist, sir. Got the formalities, what is it? I would like to ask permission to leave the city. I heard about what happened to the messenger's party. There wasn't much left of it. There were a few boys from the Sword Forge in that party. Someone should pour out spirits and bring back a few grains of sand where they died. Come. Sir? Has the lockdown been communicated to the entire city? Yes, sir. You heard him. That's why I came to ask you. No. Sir, Yumen is currently moving at high speed over the barren desert. There's no point in leaving the city right now. Enough. Yes, Yumen has gone too far. How will we find our brothers in the sand and wind? The dead are already gone. The forward progress of Yumen permits no delay. The criminals who killed the messenger have infiltrated the city. The entire city is on high alert. Catching the criminals is the most important thing we can do for the dead. If that's the case, please allow us to join in the hunt for the killer. We have many connections in the city. I'm sure we can be of help, especially with so many Jianghu wanderers in town lately. Catching criminals and protecting Yumen is the duty of the soldiers of Yumen. I am not so incompetent as to need to ask a civilian for help. Ask for civilian help. Is that all? Seems like they have a strained relationship of sorts. Being former friends, but who knows? You struck out in midair with such force, yet somehow managed to stop the momentum. The foul beast dives into the river and flies away with the fin, leaving behind only ripples on the water. Your mastery of your kung fu has reached new heights. May I ask you to demonstrate one more time? Only if you could get that frightened sand beast to come out again. That's beyond my ability. A move is simply the abstract compilation of human reaction. Something that is not and cannot be fixed. People don't react in fixed ways. Kung fu is all about improvisation. Do not let your body be bound by form and moves when you record the martial arts under heaven. The form is the shell, while the concept is the spirit. Grand Master taught me that long ago. Knowing and understanding are different matters. You should learn to be flexible. The Millennium is assembling the troops. A full 100-man regiment. That's big. The men are assembled, sir. Gear check, then we go to the south side Sword Forge. Yes, sir. Monsieur, record keeper. Have you picked up the Shanhaizhong's trail? Monitor Sensor Taihei was injured near the Sword Forge. Lord Zhou has ordered search of the place. Has the Lord Exorcist been informed? The general is stationed at the outer tower. He authorized Zhou to command his personal troops for 3 days. Is there direct evidence that the Sword Forge was involved? The details are unclear. Where is Zhou? He went over first. He's very anxious about Monitor Sensor Taihei's injury. Zhou. Some Sword Forge, just a hideout for gangs. He's not here. So Meng had dealings with the candle holder. I knew he couldn't be trusted. He still has the Catastrophe data. Find him. After dispatching these 2 kids. Who are you? Where's Uncle Meng? Did you kill him or are you working with him? Where are the cheese? Not in a talking mood? Then we can do this the hard way. A sword flashes past Du Yaoye as Zhou Li steps forward. He swings his sword without a word, his brow furrowed. This is the second time that Du Yaoye has been interrupted today. Son of a... Now where's waifu? She's supposed to be there to help. The old smith told me to stay in the house while I recovered from my injuries. Oh, this is the girl with the sword. Someone has intruded into the yard. Things are chaotic. Have the mandarins found me? Yumen holds the sword tighter in her arms. Shifu said the sword forge would be easy to find. There are as many sword forges as there are inns in the nomadic city, but you are always pointed towards the same place if you ask for the sword forge without specifying which one. Shifu is right. She said the sword forge was not big or impressive, just a few furnaces and an old tree, but there are always friends coming in and out, drinking, singing, sparring with each other. They come from all walks of life, but they have fought together and went to many places together. They take turns fueling the fire, sometimes even grabbing the blacksmith's hammer to bang on the metal for a while. The bright fires keep the night away. Shifu says there's a place like this in every city. Inconspicuous, but indispensable. All Shifu talked about in her last days were these things, these people, and this place. Who's there? This place cannot be allowed to come to harm. Stop! You're making a mess of the yard. Go outside if you want to fight. So they had help hiding here. Why does she have the sword? Boss, the girl's injured. Kill her first. A gust of wind sends sand flying everywhere, obscuring the figures darting across the yard. The injured girl steps back, pressing on her wound, and leans against the old tree, panting. She does not notice Yaoye's approach. The masked attacker, once again, disappears into the shadows. The young candle holder steps into the middle of the yard, shielding the two girls behind him. A sword has appeared on his belt, tightly attached to a hidden fastener. My sword! When did it... The impact just now. A broken leather strap falls to the ground, made by hunters out of the hide of their prey. The tough, durable leather was perfect for holding a sword. The sword that has never left her side. This is the Grand Master's sword. Now that I have the sword, I won't pursue this particular matter any further. If you're not working with the Shanhaizhong, the matter of your trespassing into the barracks can wait. Hey! Give it back! Who are you? Let me go! You're hurt. Stay put. I don't care about the sword, but you being here at the Sword Forge Inn means you must know Meng. Tell me, where is he? Did you see two young people from Chongyue in the Sword Forge? I'll rip your wound open if you don't talk. Looks like they're not together. Those outside the block, exit. Don't let them get away. Did you hear me? Sound is very close. He turns around, startled. The pain increases as he moves, becoming as clear as the communicator that has been cut in half. He does not have time to regret. Chubai! I took care of the ones outside. Same group that attacked you at the market, Shanhaizhong? Yes. Reckless. Not only have you failed to improve your kung fu, I can listen to your reproaches later, after we've taken care of these. Wait. Her palms have begun to sweat after just a few movements. The yard, the heat. It's getting hotter. It's only March and it's night. How could the temperature be rising? Could it be the Sword Forge's Originium furnace? The fire is out. Boss, we lost a few guys to her. Stop wasting time. So you know you're wasting time. Did the cicadas sing in March? The air is so oppressively humid, it almost feels like water. There is no morning dew. Everyone realizes that something is out of the ordinary. A drop of water falls on Chubai's face. Spring comes late in the north. New leaves have yet to appear on the old pagoda tree. The water droplets formed on a sword blade. This woman again. Master, where is Meng Tiayi? Not here. We ran into them as we were preparing to leave. The sword. You were the one who attacked Uncle Taihe. Okay. Here we go. All right.
We can take care of ourselves, Professor. You just focus on giving orders.
You know what? I'm gonna go this way.
Create a diversion. From shadows.
Okay, hold them off for a moment, Red.
Anything outside the plan? I'll judge for myself.
Yep. That's alright. because they like come this way and try to go through, so I think we're good with that.
Hurry up. Let's begin. Awaiting orders.
I'll be careful.
Awaiting orders.
You can't stop me.
Please hold on.
There we go. We're pretty set here now. That's good. All right, we need some extra coverage here.
Got it.
Amia can help there.
Awaiting orders. Cut them to pieces.
You can go do something else.
Professor, this may be a little hot.
Show me what you got then.
Oh my, look at Aya damaging them real bad. They've got these things though. I need to figure out what's going on with those. I need some more range because this whole thing is like built around a lot of range. If I'm not mistaken, there's even a point later where one of the missions is mostly ranged blocks. There's like hardly any that are not. So I don't know for sure.
Are you afraid of me?
There we go. Let Amia use her attack there, but we need Aya to get up here. I might not get this one. All because these roadblocks and stuff being taken out by these guys. Ooh, we got her attacking now, so I think we're good.
Got it.
Still mulling things over. Use your weapon to tell me. Still mulling. Use your weapon to tell me.
Weird. No!
It's safe here.
No! Oh, you suck. No! Oh man, yeah, that's an insta loss. Okay, I need to
Even a
adjust.
well-crafted gun will
I need to
jump
adjust. I need
sometimes.
more range.
Life is no different.
More
So don't worry about
range all around here. So let's go back real quick. Let's build something here. Let's build a secondary team.
Ciao, Doctor.
Squads. Oh, okay. Well, first of all, Vigil needs a little bit of a power-up because he's Elite 1, but man, is he low. She could use to get stronger, but she's at least E2. I'm good with my medics. I could... Do I have the stuff to E1 Telopsis? Let me see, because if that's the case, I'll use her over Ansel any day, but I don't know if I have... I do. Let's promote her.
Update installation complete.
I use her on my
Telopsis
other
system
account. I use her a lot.
Reading package data. Installation complete.
Okay, so that's my rarity, but if I were to 1197, 273, 116. See, Ansel's stronger, but she does a lot at once. So maybe we'll try her. Let's see. She's a little bit more to deploy. Let's go with it. Let's try that.
To assemble package build.
Now, what else do we got? We still have Vigil. We should. Yeah, let's still put him in.
Babel.
Since he's
Let's
range.
see if your plan is worthy of my work.
But I can't really use these two on here. So S's and G's. What else do we have for casters? Let's throw Click in. We'll keep Click. And then maybe Lava.
As far as teamwork's concerned, I don't mind. As long as nobody messes up.
Because that gives me 2 additional ranged operators. Let's give that a try. I may have to utilize some things and do a little bit of farming here tomorrow before I finish recording the other part of the event. But we'll see. We'll see. Let's try this again. But let's use backup squad.
Let's go.
Let me create a diversion. Death is in my eyes. Apple pie!
How about we put him there just because they come straight down? So if he goes here, that might be a little more beneficial. Because then I can put, like, Ifiola. Well, no, I like her over there. But then again, maybe Click would be okay over that way. Right, you know what? Let's put Click there for the crowd control aspect.
Hurry up.
Let's begin. Got it. Got it.
Come on.
Got it.
There we go. I'll be careful.
Okay. All right, so we've got Click there. Maybe we put her up here.
Arch unit charging.
Awaiting orders.
You can't stop me.
How soon do you want them gone?
Professor?
Still mulling things over. Use your weapon. Tell me who you are.
Okay, I need to get Amia or her out here. I don't really need that. Let's do Amia here.
Professor? Professor? How's that?
Okay.
Awaiting orders. Shut up. Got it.
Come on. What are you waiting for? Game over for you. Initiation. Loading complete.
Still mulling. Use your weapon. Tell me who you are. Emotion is meaningless here.
There we go. We got it this time. Needed to add that extra range. Got these last one. Yep, there we go. We got it. That's all it took. Little extra range, just a little change. Little tweak, baby. A little tweak. But I still might do that. I still might do some farming here before I go on to the next part in the next recording. We'll do a little bit of farming and get my team upgraded a little bit more here. Who is that man? He just came in looking around and left. Could be a plainclothes from the patrol battalion coming to see if there are smugglers here. Plainclothes won't bumble like that or draw so much attention. Then he came to cause trouble. I'll go and catch him. How? He's gone in the blink of an eye. He clearly knows Qingong. Qingong? I don't know. That was the last inn. Nothing. The girl said she wanted to leave the city, but she's not at the gates. Doc had to use the best meds to treat her. What if she doesn't come back and he puts the bill on my tab? I have to catch her. I'm not sure I understand your analogy. It wasn't the most apt. I opened my little agency in Lungmen to make a living, but business ended up better than I expected. Wei Yanwu and the LGD can't deal with every little trouble out there. We need good citizens like Mr. Lin to pitch in. It can't be helped. Can't be helped. That's true for Lungmen, and it's true for Yumen as well. Yumen patrols the northern borders to repel potential threats to Yan. Back when Originium technology was not so advanced, it took several times the manpower to run a mobile fortress like Yumen compared to today. A group of patriotic martial artists went to Yumen at the time. They never officially joined the army, but they helped out with all sorts of things. Escorting messengers, scouting the path ahead, even going into battle with the army. They played a key role in Yumen's peace and prosperity, and earned the respect of the city. The court and the Jianghu are one mind. This is how Yumen used to be, until 20 years ago. The Shanhaizhong? Yes, once again, the Shanhaizhong were the reason. There's nothing else. I hope I didn't bother you in your duties. It would be on my head. You knew it wouldn't agree. Short whistle, then the tower's Originium lighting shuts off without warning, surrounding the pair in darkness. A flickering flame lights up in the distance a second later. The soldiers run back and forth, passing the torch between the beacons. 17 roars of the drum dragged through the night sky by the rapidly moving Yumen. Today is the second day of the Wangfang Festival. It was created to remind the people of Yumen to remember the past. This meeting may have taken place earlier or later. By then, you may have recalled a few things. I've never forgotten. Do you remember how many of the heroes who died for Yumen were not soldiers? They owe Yumen nothing, nor does Yumen owe anyone anything. Zhou! Stand down. It was my negligence that allowed those criminals into the city 20 years ago disguised as Yumen martial artists. You can blame me, punish me, execute me, but the blame should fall only on me or on you. All the responsibility falls upon me. And how have you taken responsibility? Alienating the brothers who gave blood and sweat for Yumen, driving them away. Is that your idea of taking responsibility? Yumen owes them an answer. Yumen belongs to Yan. All it does is in the service of the Yanese people. That's my answer. This meeting is over. The name Shanhaizhong is not widely known. It wasn't that anyone was negligent. Everyone was so focused on guarding against external threats, they didn't realize there were enemies hiding in the shadows. Bodyguards, bouncers, blacksmiths, these civilians often fought alongside the soldiers and enjoyed a great deal of freedom in Yumen. The Shanhaizhong took advantage of this fact. The city was caught off guard and responded slowly. The Shanhaizhong's plot to destroy the city's power core was foiled. but only after heavy casualties had been taken. After that, taking measures after the fact is still better than not at all. The measures might have gone too far. After that, the Lord Exorcist began to reform the city's administration, removing Chongyue involvement and setting increased restrictions on the movement of people. Some of those who stayed joined in the army. Others put their swords down and took up another living. An ordinary cook at an inn may have been a famous swordsman back in the day. 20 years is plenty of time for a city to look very different. Dad always said there will come a day when Lungmen won't need downtown or the Rat King anymore. There comes a day when this city no longer needs to patrol the Barrenlands, then the people in the city won't need to carry swords anymore. Times change. Someone to give it a push, others a pull. In the end, they're all left behind. That's the story that I heard. Does it help? A lot, actually. Thank you, Mr. Lee. What did you learn? 10-man, 2-hour shifts. No extra guards at the sand sluice. Just as I saw. One more thing to ask you to do. At the hour of you, I want you to cause a little commotion around the sand sluice. Nothing too big, just draw away the patrols. What do you... Ask no questions if you still trust me. Alright. Did you see Zhu Xuanlao on the tower? Yes, I did. Ugh. It's getting hotter. Someone attacked Wei Yanwu last night and threw the Yumen barracks into chaos. You were the assassin. You caused abnormal weather everywhere, wherever you go. Is this arts or some other trick? Murder of a messenger, attempted theft of the Catastrophe data, attempted assassination of a court official. What do you think Yumen is, Shanhaizhong? The city headed the wrong way. This way is wrong. Go no further. You know why Yumen is returning. It's not hard to guess. Father tasked me to complete 3 tasks in 3 days. Recover the Grandmaster's sword, catch the assassin, and track down the Shanhaizhong who have infiltrated the city. Turns out all the answers were right here in the Sword Forge. You won't complete any of them. Stand back! This one's kung fu is unfathomable. We're no match for them. You're not as strong as the Forte man, but you seem a little quicker on the uptake. So it was you who attacked Lord Taihe. Dodged the last strike. Will you dodge or block the next one? Neither. He often told her that the kung fu was like climbing a mountain. Whether as a tool of revenge or a way of life, the more treacherous the path, the steadier one's heart must be. She saw her enemy, and she saw the mountain. That is why she spent 5 years with him. If the battle cannot be won, she would seek to not lose. Offense is the best defense. You have guts, I'll give you that. But things are not as simple as you think. They cross swords, and she realizes her decision was imprudent. She is facing another mountain. Cold steel flashes before her face, the droplets on the blade touching her nose. She can hear her own heartbeat. If the record keeper was here, he would have exclaimed that Chubai recreated the movement on the training ground. Dive, stop, and turn around before hitting the arc of death, like the foul beast that narrowly avoids the waves on the water. You dodged again. How dare you! You? Get out of the way, Zhou Li! Chubai grabs Zhou Li by the collar and pulls him back. He sees the foe's third swing, which lights up the yard. It is March, but the Sword Forge feels like it is midsummer. Even the night sky looks a little bit whiter in the heat wave. There is only a pagoda tree behind them. There is nowhere to run. The sword! Don't move! You're still trying to take the sword? Do you want to get yourself killed? You're not dying until you tell me where Meng Tie is. Guawazi? A burly man suddenly appears in the yard. He grabs the girl and knocks away the sword in one fluid motion. Like a bucket of cold water poured down on the ground, he forces everyone to scatter. The heat disappears. I've been looking for you. Let me go! You almost got yourself killed. I told you to stay put in the clinic. Now you've made your injuries worse. You're still in Yumen? Why? Oh, look, it's you. Your Shifu won't fight me until he's left this post. I have to wait for him. You haven't budged for 3 years. Nope. What's more important than this? Where can I find an opponent like him after he leaves Yumen? There's a kung fu master right here in front of you. Why don't you go have a go at her if that's a fight you're looking for? This woman? You're in my way. Something didn't feel right when I blocked that attack. It was heavy, but had neither form nor design. I don't know what strange power is, but you're no master. I have no time for you. You hear that commotion inside, Jing? That young man has broken in before I could stop him. Damn, this is Yaoye's last workshop. He's been good to us. We need to protect it. Master, boss, there are more Chongyue adventurers coming. And Yumen soldiers behind them. Coming from 3 directions, around 100 in total. No point wasting time here if the one that we're looking for isn't here. Sudden silence. It's as though the cicadas were never there. It is still March. The chill of early spring makes everyone shiver. Let's go! Stop right there! That's the one, Jing! Where are you going, sir? Out of my way! Look at the mess here. Hardly anything left standing except the walls. You owe us an explanation. This is a Yumen military case. Anyone who interferes will be arrested. Wait. You're Zhu Zhuanlao's kid. So Zhu Zhuanlao wants to take down the last sword forge now. Impudence! Lord Zhuo, did you see the Shanhai Zhong on your way here? We've sent men after them. Good. Round up and take them into custody. Lord Zhuo, there are dozens of them, all local residents. They appeared right as the criminals retreated and obstructed our pursuit. They must be investigated thoroughly. All the rest have something to do with this case. The girl in the exotic outfit was hiding in the sword forge. She must know where Meng Tiayi is. I'm going with you if you take her away. The sword forge is linked to the Shanhai Zhong. Given your ties to Meng Tiayi, I would have asked you to come with us regardless. As for you... Excuse me. She's coming with me to get her wounds treated and pay her bill. This is no time for jokes. I can't go with you. All you care about is the sword. Why you... Take these people back to the barracks for questioning. I'll go after the Grandmaster's sword. Excuse me. Are you all right, Miss Chu? Just a scratch. Do as Zhu Li says for now. Please treat these young Hu people with proper respect, Millennium. Excuse me. I got hiccups now. That man. Noises continue to emanate from the direction of the sword forge, but Waai Fu stops in her tracks. The figure on the roof vanished in the blink of an eye, as though it was just a gust of wind. Excuse me. Waai Fu tightens her fist. She's never been more certain. She found her daddy.
Why must our
There's some
world be
similarities
full of
between
strife?
her experience with her dad and Leto's experience with her dad. So, very intriguing. Next stage we'll have her. But next up will be some story bit. So we'll get there soon. Let's go ahead and get what we have here, and then we'll wrap up. Beautiful. So now we're caught all the way up to here. So we have the RMA 70-12, and then it's just the furniture and these things here. So we'll get that, and then off we go.
Ciao,
But for
Doctor.
tonight, that would be that, guys.
This place reminds me of Lung.
All right, guys. So we did a nice chunk of that event. We did the first 4 stages and the story bit. And there are 9 main stages. So I've got 5 to go, and I've got the next piece of story, and then the epilogue will be after. So we've got 2 story bits, 5 stages, and then we're done. But I also, so I did 4 a story and the tutorial. So I did 6 parts altogether in this episode. So we will have 7 to finish up in the second one. So these are going to be 2 big episodes altogether. When you put both of them together, plain and simple, they're going to be huge. It is what it is, but I'm liking, number one, the fact that I have to record this, kind of last minute, and the fact that I only got a little bit recorded when I started, and then I took a day off because I wasn't feeling too great. I was a little extra tired, so I didn't get as much time as I recorded otherwise, or as I wanted to have recorded. So otherwise I probably would have split this into 3 episodes, but and sure, I could use editing stuff and you know, make it 3 episodes and re-record like a little intro for like whatever part that I needed to make it work. But you know what? I'm just going to make 2 big episodes, 2 bulk episodes for this event. And as I'm recording, as I'm finishing this up here, this particular one, like I said, we have a day and hours left. A little over a day and some hours left to be able to go through and finish this event. So I'm going to have all the time I need, but I am going to put some effort because I have a bunch of sanity potions and I have some OP and stuff that I can use. And I have Google Play credit that I can buy OP with if I need to. So one way or another, we'll be pretty well set for sanity to be able to farm and get what I need to done. So with that being said, I'm probably going to go settle in for the night and do a little bit of farming on off screen here. But we are actually on the eve of the 27th, which is the day with the 4.5 anniversary event. They're doing a live stream that is 7:30 UTC -7. So for my time zone, it's going to be 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. And it's just going to be a live stream broadcast on YouTube on the Arknights official channel for the global server. And they're going to be showing off stuff coming, including the upcoming Shu banner. It has to do with the next Sui sibling, the character of Shu. So we're going to get a reveal of that and a bunch of other upcoming stuff, probably some new merchandise and more. So I'm excited to watch that. And again, when you guys see this is probably going to be way after that happens. But I might even do a video covering that. We'll see. We'll see. But I am super pumped. I'm very excited. Cannot wait to get into this a bit more and to finish this event and then to see what's to come in the future. With that being said, guys, as always, I appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time out of your day to watch my videos, to hang out here, to come see my Arknights content. And as always, if you want to help support the channel, there's a couple ways you can do so. Number 1, like the video. Completely free for you. You can subscribe to the channel if you're new and you haven't watched the videos before, or if you're just come and check them out and you haven't subscribed yet. Subscribing and hitting the bell is going to help you to know when I put new videos and things out there. You'll get those notifications and it'll let you know, and it's completely free for you. With that being said, guys, that is it for this one, and I will see you guys next time.